like that music.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode on the channel. Just 6 races to go on this playthrough, and then we are done on to NASCAR 21 Ignition in about another month, a little less than a month to be exact. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content, first and foremost, but yes, we're about ready to get this second race of the playoffs underway. We were originally going to run this race tomorrow night instead of tonight, but because of the Talladega race earlier today being rained out, we're not able to actually get a live commentary race in. We're going to run this race instead, so we're going to see what we have to offer. Keegan Schneider has already locked himself into the round of 8 of the playoffs. Not off a win at New Hampshire, actually finished second place. We had an upset winner last night where Josh Bilicki went on to victory lane. I should say 2 nights ago, where Josh Bilicki went on to go to victory lane, getting his first career win, obviously first win of the season as well, but the non-playoff driver got the W. Keegan Schneider, though, had enough playoff points coming into the round and scored a lot of points yesterday, winning the stage, or again, 2 days ago, winning the stage and actually finishing second in stage 2. Ended up going on to win the race, or again, finish second in the race, so a lot of points there. He is above the cutoff line far enough that no matter what happens in these final 2 races of the round at Atlanta and then the Daytona 400-mile race there, that no matter what winners we get, if they're below the cutoff line, if they're above the cutoff line, no matter how many points he loses, he can be in that the next 2 races. He is locked in for the round of 8. Now, we're going to have to see if somebody else will lock themselves in to the playoffs after today. Here we go. On to qualifying.
Hammer down.
The final 550 horsepower package race of the season. Battery's already low, so after qualifying, I'm going to swap that controller out. First, we need to qualify, and we'll see where exactly Keegan Schneider will be on the board. 500 miles on tap for tonight's race. It's the second to last 500-mile race of the year. It's the last one until our season finale at Talladega.
1 lap to go. Concentrate. Give us all you got.
This is going to be a full model type of racetrack. For Schneider with the setup, one of the better tracks in his career in the Top 8 Series, where he got his first career in Xfinity and Truck Series victory. Did not win this Cup race though last season. There was only 1 race at Atlanta on both this season and last season. Trying to get his first career win at the racetrack.
All right, that's it.
29.666 at the line, 19th fastest in qualifying. Full times at 28.860. And that was ran by Joey Logano. So Logano will be starting on the pole for tonight's race. Mark Jr. second. The top 5 are all drivers in the round of 12. Then Kurt Busch at 7th, Eric Almirola at 9th. I should say 7 of the 12 drivers inside the top 9 in qualifying that were in the playoffs, and then just outside the top 10. 11th and 13th all playoff drivers. I should say 11th and 14th all playoff drivers. And then Schneider back at 19. So excluding Schneider, the 7 drivers, or I should say the 11 drivers that are still fighting for those final 7 spots to get into the next round have all qualified in the top 14. So that'd be interesting. R6 Patrick Shadley, welcome to the stream. Welcome anybody else who is hopping on in for the Sunday night edition of NASCAR Heat 5. Ross Chastain, Josh Bilicki starting at the rear of the field. Tough break for Bilicki following his win, but obviously a career performance. Led the most laps. He got a stage win, but most importantly, got the first win at the end. 10th different winner of the season.
All right, now, be smart up there. Going green. Almost ready. Hammer down, green down.
Green flag is going to wave. Logano leads the field to the green. We're underway at Atlanta. Tire wear is going to be a big talk throughout this race. And 8-6, they're all clear up to the end. This 2019. Black in the next round, so he can be very aggressive on the strategies if he so chooses.
Got one up top. Stay low, stay low.
2 by 2, even 3 by 3 a little bit. They're all turn 4 down to kind of hand. Austin lost 3 spots off the initial start. Trying to get underneath me here. Not going to work there. Had to lift in the center of the corner to keep the running in the back of the flat. I did not swap the controller. Good catch. Let me do that real quick. I forgot to do that. I appreciate you looking out for me. Shout out to Patrick Shadley in the chat for having my back on that one. All right, back into it.
Still there.
Made out of it what we could without making contact with Kyle Busch there. We're diving underneath Tyler Reddick down the center of the
Stay on the bottom.
Going to take the shortest way around it. We're heading down the back straightaway, keeping out the wall on the high side. Shortest way around the wall, fastest.
All right, you're clear.
Does have a car that can go full throttle all the way around this racetrack. Wow, he is on it already. Saw it upset winner, especially when winning the last race. Out of the ninth place, past Brian Williams for minutes. So they have to go up, try to draft behind the 12 car. Hard to get a fire himself on the high side now that the car is on. Really wide margin. Got 15 hours of push. Catch the Talladega race and stuff. Hopefully they can get it in. Have about a 50% chance of rain all day at the direct mile. I held on getting into turns 3 and 4. Harvick back ended side by side with me as well. Schneider will hop underneath Wayne in position. In turn 1, Schneider tries to send it. Oh, man.
High now.
I think he got it into the left rib. Harvick, kind of hard to tell. Harvick stayed really stable. In the center of the corner, he actually recorded the front. He came very close and tried to lift. Last second, he was off the floor, and I think he might have actually it didn't look like he was going to do it. I feel like that spot of the racetrack right in the middle of the corner.
Careful, still there.
Hard to break it, but hard to make it right around. 99 car is moving through the field after going line 19.
Still there.
Side by side in the lead at the front of the field right now between Gordon and Byron and Ryan Newman. Byron missed the 16-man playoff. He's trying to go the first one of the season.
Still there.
It qualified for the playoffs. Real life this year. Really last 3 seasons.
Still there. You got room. You're clear there.
In there on the high side. He's out off the exit 2. It's going after. You know what, now that I think about it, Gateway will, out of technicality, still be another 550 horsepower racetrack. It is less than a mile and a half because this is a 2020 NASCAR field. Darlington, that's a mile and a half over a mile. He's running 550 back to the city Gateway. Technically, 550 back to that being the case, this is just the first and final run of this round. Hamilton working on Kurt Busch. Really drastically trying to come in hot to the outside of the 11 and Hamilton up turn 2. just squeezed into a gap. Super tiny.
All clear.
And it clears Newman now off the exit of the corner as well. He is going after it. Fast race car moving on. Truex in second right now. Schneider closing in on him.
Careful. Still there.
Side by side, got that straightaway. Schneider with a bit of a side draft. Pulls away down to the bottom.
You got room. You're clear.
Trying to chase the winner. Byron number 24. One in the middle. Trying to pop out into the clean air. Byron not going to be able to clear off the exit in turn 2, and Schneider's got the run.
Still there.
Into 3, not quite going through the
Got room. You're clear there.
yet.
Got one peeking inside.
And we'll see if we can clear off turn 4. Yes, he is. Shuts the door. New leader from 19th to 1st in just 13 laps. Schneider is out in front for the first time in tonight. He's obviously got a long way to go. He'll still be racing for playoff points that he can carry over into the round of 8 tonight and then at Daytona on Tuesday night. The known NASCAR video will be live streamed tomorrow unless we end up having the Talladega race again tomorrow. But I guess we'll end up having the tomorrow night. Right now, not playing. Definitely going to try to look for a dominating performance here today. Right on schedule of the actual NASCAR season as well as Talladega is their second race in the round of 12 in the playoffs, just like we are currently in our second race in the round of 12. The NASCAR 21 edition coming out a couple weeks before the end of the season. We'll be able to stay on the same road as the team. Got a few more weeks. 2 weeks from 3 weeks. 3 weeks from Tuesday. The end of the release of the game. 3 weeks. Schneider just now going to hit that track for the first time today.
All right. You're clear.
Check out the 3-second lead already. Weird that the rules were reversed of how good of a car Josh Bailey had on the short and the long leg. Schneider had a really good short on the car. That last run at the end of the race, 43 laps, to round it out under green was just a little bit too much. He had an extra set of tires left and they really wanted to make a big squash like they did. He played the strategy out right, give him that extra set of tires in the end. He got a little yellow around this.
Clear high, clear high. All right, you're clear.
Schneider's safe. That's an early Schneider's safe. One lap away. He went for 42 laps after the restart. Just one lap. Short. Josh Bailey ran it down to 6.5 second deficit. Got traffic obviously in the 90.
Careful, still there. All right, you're clear.
Second lap, he got out the roll. A couple laps after he finally got around the 10 car, he stuck on 41 for a couple laps as well. Looked like it was going to keep him
Car on
out
the
of
outside
the
now.
race for at least one more race, but that just did not get us to 14 points. Officially finished his 5. That's 37% Talladega. Yeah, it was 50 when I checked when they first proposed the race earlier today. Look at that street.
Stay high, stay high. All right, clear low.
Greatly appreciate all the new subscribers. Get the extra racing. A lot of people waiting on the channel. We had as many as I think 38 people watching the stream. Never actually racing.
Careful, still there. Clear high, bud. Car high, careful. All right, you're clear.
Big bummer, obviously, it's going to be a big hit to TV ratings, but also the race is moved to NBC Sports Network instead of the NBC Network now.
Still there. Clear all around.
Open up a 7.5-second lead. William Byron is still in second place, even in lap traffic right now. All the playoff drivers of the 12 are on the lead lap still. The other middle of the 6.
Careful, still there. Clear all around there. All right.
You see the point standings on the left-hand side of the screen. Good run for Truex early on. He's the last driver above the cutoff line on points. 8 points ahead of both Kurt Busch and Matt Kenseth.
Careful, still there.
Coming into this race, 9 points ahead of Brad Keselowski as well. Bigger gap down to Alvarola is 20 points off. Earl Arnold Jr., welcome to the scene.
Still there. Clear low.
First race in a while has been moved to Monday. We had a lot of them at the very beginning of the season be affected with the rain, but outside of the first few races,
all right, you're clear there.
I think Martin's Day was the last race they got moved from one day to the next. Still rain on a Sunday because it was originally Saturday night. It was Sunday, Saturday. I think the last Monday race we had this season. It was correctly. Homestead? Dirt Bristol. Dirt Bristol, my bad. I got Dirt Bristol. So that would have been the last race that was moved to a Monday. I'm pretty sure it was back-to-back weeks for Martinsville. 1 p.m. Eastern time, so it'll be noon Central time.
Careful, still there. Clear high, clear high.
Oh man, I was looking at the chat too much. There was a big moment getting into turn 3. This car slipped out from underneath and this one had that full attention.
Stay at the bottom here.
Right here, that's going to wear out those right side tires a little bit more. You can see how much the tires are wearing out. 37% left on that right front, 20% on the right rear. All of a sudden, we're only about 29. A 500-mile race at Atlanta, only 8 sets of tires from the start of the race to the finish. Not counting the set of tires.
You're all clear up top there.
We've had since the start. So if we get any cautions for it,
all right, you're clear there
today. You're going to see a lot of drivers pit quite frequently. Schneider's saying, unless you take 2 tires, he likely cannot pit during this caution. Unless you take it one because he can. So him having 11.5 to 12 second lead over Byron early on doesn't mean anything whatsoever. Because he is not going to
stay low, stay low. All right, you're clear there.
Pretty much this entire race. It's only the 18 he's got a lap down. He's all straight top 10s. Top 5 as well. Kentucky. Also had a top 10 Atkinson
clear.
Kendrick and Almirola, side by side, Blaney right in front of them. All three of those drivers in the playoffs. Logano started on the pole, a little bit of a gap, and then you have him up there as well. So all four of those guys in the playoffs, and the games are going to lap down. Almirola coming in at 20.4 the cutoff line. Kendrick coming at 8.4 the cutoff line. Not looking good for them as Almirola slides up in front of the 22 car. Here comes
Car high, careful.
down to the bottom of the pass. First three of those drivers.
All clear.
Laying down three pass position. After long, because Logano's about to go a lap down to the front lane as well.
Stay on the bottom here. You're all clear up top.
2 laps down to 37.
You got room. You're clear. Still there. Clear road, clear road.
Billy, though, in this race car. For Schneider, but he's able to run the top, the bottom, the middle.
You got room. You're clear.
Traffic.
Top three, use it if you need it.
Taking right side tires is really worth this juncture of the race. Because you look at the left side tires, and they're not that much further if you look at the left one versus the right one.
Careful, still there. You got room. You're clear there.
17% difference on the tire there. It's not really worth taking right side.
Still there. All right, you're clear.
And it will be interesting. We're going to see a 1 or a 2-stop strategy here in stage 1. They would like to go on 1 stop, and we're going to see anyone else try too. Dark Crypto working with the screen.
Careful, still there. All clear.
I'm right here on the field. I did just watch the Packers and Steelers game. As you see, I had a wardrobe change after the race.
Stay on the bottom here.
All clear. The Packers are about literally at the end of the streak of games. I was like, well, at least I get to watch Packers win the race.
Got one outside now.
Congratulations. Green Bay getting another win.
Top three, use it if you need it.
Good game, close game in the first half and second half.
Still there.
They had the shots. Obviously, it didn't end, but they just needed a couple more passes and the left guy wide open. I think that's one of the plays. They gave them a really close ball. Ultimately, the difference that one way on the second half. Oh, yeah, I didn't realize. Sorry for that. I'll turn the game audio down for you. Glad you said something. Right when you said something, I recognized that I did not turn it down when I first plugged the Elgato adapter in. Oh, man, 4 wide. A lot of traffic. Schneider was sitting behind those guys off the exit of turn 2 and had to back up the corner quite a bit. Then make the dive. Johnson up to 7th place. He's had some good runs in the playoff races. 1 car's on pit road already. So the scheduled pit stop starting. Another driver making his way into the pits as Johnson goes a lap down at 7th. So we're seeing some pit stops. Drivers are short pitting. Schneider's going to try to stay up as long as he can. That is the goal today for him. Conserve these tires. Really got to conserve the tires. Denny Hamlin is on pit road. We're going to start to eat into Schneider's lead here as well with all the pitting, especially here at Atlanta. Luckily, Schneider has a 21.5-second lead over 2nd place right now. Byron still has not hit pit road. Only a few drivers have actually pitted. Now we got more drivers diving off of turn 4. Byron stays out again. He just wants to make sure that there's not going to be a caution. This is as good of a shot as William Byron has had to try and win all season long. Almost some contact getting to pit road between Cole Custer and Chris Buescher. They were all over one another. Custer almost got into the back of the 17 car. Not that this is a very tough pit road to get onto at Atlanta. The real issue is how worn out this racetrack is. And when you're on worn tires on top of it, it can be hard trying to slow the car down without spinning out. It's really the big issue here at Atlanta. We're trying to get to pit road, not so much the speeding side of it. You need to lock the tires up. If that to slow the car down, so be it. You're going to be changing tires anyway here at this track. Newman and Byron still out on the racetrack. We just saw Kurt Busch pit, as well as Keselowski. Actually, Brad's on the racetrack still. He's the first driver 1 lap down back there. Trying to hope for the free pass. Byron and Newman might lose some positions here, staying out as long as they have. Byron now will duck onto pit road, giving Ryan Newman second place for the meantime. Schneider's got about 11% left on the right front, right rear at 14%. He's got about 11 more laps of fuel, but he's definitely not going to be able to make it to the end of the fuel run. We kind of expected that tonight anyway. These guys have gone over 40 laps, though, to start the race without pitting. And I believe Ryan Newman will come to pit road this time by. So Schneider will go up to the high side, giving Newman plenty of time to duck onto pit road. That will give Schneider a 1-lap lead on the field now that all the lead lap cars have pit outside of him. A lot of lap cars still have to hit pit road towards the rear of the field, like Bobby Carter. That's why you see him in 19. He wasn't 38th earlier in the race. And there's a caution, and that is exactly why Schneider didn't want to pit when he did. Caution is out. Ryan Newman will get the free pass in second place, and everybody else behind is 2 laps down. Schneider going to pit for right side tires only during this first pit stop of the race. Try and conserve the amount of left side tires he's got. And everybody who has not pitted yet will pit now. And with Schneider being the only driver on the lead lap, as he pits for these right side tires only, which means he will make a 2-stop strategy in this final stage. He'll pit for 4 tires a little bit earlier in the run. So we'll restart with 279 to go. A lot of drivers taking the wave around to get 1 lap back, and they have 4 fresh tires versus Schneider's 2 fresh tires. So this is going to be an interesting restart. Green flag back in the air. And some of the back marker cars, though, are towards the front, was staying out of the pits there. Or I should say with pitting and not taking the wave around, because they had not pit before the caution. Schneider's just going to have to monitor the left side tires now. Truex, Byron, Keselowski, they're going to have to wait. If Byron could have just waited 1 lap longer, or 2 laps longer, or even Newman 1 lap longer, they still would have been on the lead lap. Now Newman back on the lead lap, but again, that is, they're taking the wave around, or taking the free pass. But luckily, with all those cars taking the wave around, Newman actually doesn't have to restart all the way at the back of the field. And you see him right in line behind Bobby Carter. There's only 3 lap cars between first and second place. And Newman's got 4 tires versus Schneider's 2, but Schneider's got the clean air for right now. He's helping him stay in front of the 37, but now he slides up the track just a little too much. Reese is going to get around him off turn 4, get 1 of his laps back, and here comes the 6 of Ryan Newman. He's trying to get around Josh Bilicki into turn 1. Schneider's going to try to grip up on the inside. It's going to be tough on just 2 fresh tires. Can't rotate the bottom quite as well again, and Ryan Newman will take his first lead of the race. Second lead of the race, excuse me. He led the opening 12 laps before Schneider got to the lead. Now Schneider's all the way up to the high side. He cannot get that car to turn to the bottom on those old left side tires. So Ryan Newman leads at Atlanta, 56 laps to go in stage 1. Leaving just the 2 cars on the lead lap still. He pulls out a line underneath the 7 of Bilicki. Byron and Almirola trying to back on the lead lap. So is Kenseth, who had a great restart. Gains quite a few positions. We'll see if they can run down the 6 of Newman. Byron gets around Kenseth for 3rd. Battle for the free pass position currently, at least. They can't get get back on the lead lap. Keep an eye on those left side tires. Harvick to the inside of the 99. Almost got in the wall on turn 4. Surprised the car is more tight than loose. You would think changing right side tires only that the car would be looser. For whatever reason, as you see him just kind of push off the bottom of the track again. He doesn't clear Ryan Preece at least, but Preece was in 15. Busch in 7th. They're trying to go to the high side. Drifting up near the wall. Kurt Busch will get around him in turns 1 and 2. Sure, the dirty air on top of it not helping the 99 either. Lift right there. Kurt Busch trying to make a pass now on Harvick. 17% left on that left front. Side by side for 6th. Schneider underneath Harvick. Clears him off turn 2. And now we'll make the move under Kurt Busch into turn 3. Dodgers and Harvick fan, welcome to the stream. Byron does look like he's closing in on Ryan Newman. Byron led a few laps early in the race. He actually took the lead away from Newman, who led the opening few laps. Then Schneider got to the lead to get around the 24 car and then pull away from him. Caution in the middle of green flag pit stops helping the 99 for the short turn. The 99 and the 6 really for the short turn. I see Newman in the lead. Schneider second. Hoping right side tires was a good call there. I kind of figured that Schneider was going to have to pit twice anyway in the stage, so he decided to pit right side tires the first time. That means he's short pitting the second stop compared to everybody else. But that'll give him 4 fresh tires. Up 10, at least 10 lap fresher tires, he can start to chunk into this lead. I mean, if you have 1 lap fresher tires, it makes a difference at this racetrack. Let alone 10 plus.
You're gonna blow tires, dude.
Still got a few more laps that we can run yet, at least. Byron not really closing in on Newman like he was earlier. Schneider is going to be a lap down once he pits along with all these other drivers. That will give Ryan Newman a 1 lap lead on the field. Really, Schneider from that point on is going to be solely trying to
Go easy on the tires.
make it himself here to the end, but he's going to have to get around free pass car quickly in case we get a caution in between when he pits and when the rest of the field has to make their final stop of the stage. Schneider's running down both Byron and Newman still, very slowly but surely. Can't wait to get 4 fresh tires back on this car for the first time since the start of the race. Get that grip back that he had at the very get-go. Got a little bit of it back during that first caution, but not all of it. Get underneath Byron. Rap is way, way, way better than country. Welcome to the stream.
Car on the outside now. Oh, we need to manage our tire wear a little, all right?
There's Byron down the back straightaway. He turns 3 and 4. I'm not sure if he's going to get to Newman before he has to pit. Definitely wants to take it as long as he can, but he doesn't want to risk blowing that tire when he comes off the banking in the track and onto the apron. Down to 6%. Schneider's going to stay out one more lap. He's going to go to the high side into turns 3 and 4 to try and get around the 6 of Newman for the lead. Side by side. Briefly, Newman going to hang on for now. Schneider gets the run, though, down the straightaway, off the bank into the racetrack. Newman led the lap by about a half a car length, maybe a little more. Schneider couldn't hold the bottom, but he does clear high on Newman. Newman gets tight in the dirty air behind the 99. And Schneider leads at Atlanta, but he's not going to lead a lap this time by because he will pit instead this time by. Actually, you know what? Schneider's going to stay out one more lap. Get this lead change, get the lap led, stay out one lap longer. Schneider going to risk it a little bit here. 17% on the left rear as well. 42 laps to go in stage 1 now, and Schneider is definitely going to pit this time. We get down to the inside of the racetrack right now. And it's going to start to let up in the center of the corner. Try not to blow a tire off the banking. Not going to lock the tires up. That's going to blow the left front either. 45 miles per hour is the pit road speed. Schneider just kind of creeping along. Save those tires just enough. So it'll be 41 laps on this set of tires to the end of the stage. No adjustments. Just the 4 fresh Goodyears this time around for Keegan Schneider. So he'll give up the race lead that he took just 1 lap prior. Ryan Newman will take over the lead once again. 3rd different time Newman has led in this race tonight. We'll see what's going to happen. .7 second stop, estimated at least. 15.6 seconds will be the actual pit stop. See where Schneider's going to cycle out. He's outside the top 10 for the moment. Newman has lapped the field now. They're going to try to get up to speed as quickly as he can. He's got 6.5 sets of tires left to the end of the race. Stay on the apron of the racetrack, letting these other drivers merge up on the track in front of him. Schneider's got the freshest tires in the field now with 14th position on the racetrack. And all the grip in the world. Well, about as much grip as you can have in Atlanta, at least. A track that lacks grip. Split flicker. He can really roll that yellow line on the inside of the racetrack. No problem now. Not going to do it in 3 and 4 intentionally, though. Chase Elliott occupied that spot. I don't know. I think taking right sides was the smart call for now, but I don't even think it's going to matter. It's just the way the tires are coming apart. Schneider will have to pit at the stage break, assuming he can make it to the end of this stage, which I think he can. I think he was able to go just long enough that 41 laps should be no problem to go on these tires. But that means if we get another caution in this stage, he will have to stay out, which he probably would anyway at this point, because he'd have to take the wave route. At least until he gets back on the lead lap in front of Newman. It's going to be a little bit yet, though. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Bad timing caution. We seem to get a lot of those in NASCAR Heat 5. Let's see. Schneider just racing for the stage wins and the race wins here tonight, as well as in the next race at Daytona. In the wall off turn 4. That's not going to help the right side tires. Got really tight when he pulled up close behind the 78 of McLeod. He's currently inside the top 10. Good run for him. He's been in the top 10 pretty much since the get-go.
You got room, you're clear. Still there. Road clear. Car there on the outside.
Schneider has worked himself back inside the top 10, up to 7th, passing Denny Hamlin down the back straightaway now. Schneider does have the freshest tires in the field. He was the first to make his second pit stop of the stage. Short pitting after taking just right side tires, only under the first caution. It's by Johnson. Keselowski's up to 5th, turning things around for himself. He needs a solid day. All these stage points going to matter here. Over 30 laps still to go in the stage. Well, wind by quicker than you'll think.
Careful, still there. Hold on, you're clear there. You got room, you're clear. You got room, you're clear there. Clear road, clear road.
Like it said, the top 5. Big run on Truex. Could he not have a big run with about 15 lap pressure tires? Good push for position as well. Newman is right in front of Byron. Lap car between them for the moment. Schneider to 3rd, getting around Kurt Busch. Byron has closed on Newman a little bit more, especially in turns 1 to 2 that time. It looked like Byron was quicker than Newman. Schneider racing to get to Byron for the free pass. He'll go to the high side. Byron's got no chance on 15 lap older tires at Atlanta. Schneider back to the free pass position, looking to unlap himself now on the 6 of Ryan Newman himself. 29 laps to go at stage 1. Schneider carries Newman into the first turn and back on the lead lap in the second position. Now if we get a caution, at least he'll be on the lead lap without having to take the way around. He can restart right up there with the leaders, and there'll be no issue.
Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear.
Newman will have pressure tires himself when he pits. Best thing for him is if he can get a caution and pit then.
All clear.
Schneider's most certainly going to have to stay out. He's either going to have to stay out or take right sides only again, which that might end up being the call, just to take right sides only the second time. That way it'll be 2 full sets used in the first stage anyway.
Still there. Top 3, use it if you need it.
Either way, it's definitely going to help Newman. We'll alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race today, late in stage 1. Going to be the last race with Hooters on the race car, and then we'll change our sponsor one final time. Along with that, we'll change our paint scheme one final time for the final 5 races of the season following tonight. Looked it out of a safety precaution there to keep from getting into Chad Fincham. Looks like Denny Hamlin just made his way off pit road, making his final stop of stage 1 rather, which will be his second stop. Got a couple other drivers taking that big left-hand turn off of turn 4. We'll have to wait and see if we get a caution in the middle of green flag stops like we did earlier. That's just going to randomize this running order even more in the top half of the field. Right now, race leader Ryan Newman's still out there, and he's got a 21-second lead over Keegan Schneider. Newman, the only other playoff driver outside of Schneider to win a race in the playoffs. Newman won the round of 16 elimination race at Watkins Glen. Massive run coming. Schneider all the way to the bottom to go 3 wide under Logano and David Reagan. Now sliding up the track, Schneider going even higher. Johnson coming out of the pits, he was in the top 10. Bobby Carter just about pulled down, and he did pull down right in front of the 12 of Ryan Blaney. Newman still has not pit. 20 to go in stage 1. 19 to go this time by as Newman's making his way off turn 4. And he'll stay out of the pits another lap. Trying to catch a caution like he did the last time. Wonder how big of a lead Schneider's going to cycle to. If Ryan Newman eventually decides to make his stop. The push getting up to speed on the inside of the 99. Schneider couldn't quite pull clear, so we'll just pull in line behind him now down the front stretch. Denny Hamlin coming in hot on pressure tires as well. So Schneider had about 15 lap pressure tires on these guys. Well, now these guys have 20 to 25 lap pressure tires on the 99. And he's definitely going to let Denny Hamlin go when Hamlin gets there. This car's picking the bottom through turns 3 and 4 at least. Kind of swaying back and forth. Maybe he's not letting Hamlin go. Now he'll let him go into turn 1. Hamlin had too quick of a closing rate on corner entry. Ryan Newman just pit that last time by. Schneider back in the lead. It'll be an official lead change when the 99 gets back to the start-finish line this time by. And where will Ryan Newman cycle off the pit road? He's making his way out of pit lane as Schneider's getting to the start-finish line. You can see Newman on the apron of the racetrack. This is going to be really, really close on if Schneider's going to cycle ahead of the 6. And it looks like he will as Newman's trying to get up to speed off turn 2. So Schneider has lapped the field a second time now. It's stage 1. But Ryan Newman on pressured tires is going to be gunning it hard to try and get his lap back. Once he gets up to speed, that is, off turn 4. 16 to go in stage 1 yet. Right rear tire down to 39%, right front at 40% right now for the 99. Left side tires up over 50% still. I think now that these green flag pit stops cycled all the way through this time, that even if we get a late stage caution, Schneider will stay out to the end of the stage. 15 to go in stage 1. Newman will get by Jimmy Johnson, it looks like, in turns 1 and 2 on the high side. A lot more lap traffic coming up in front of the 99. He's going to have to make some quick work of him to the high side of Joey Gase in turns 3 and 4. Newman still up high. He's making up a lot of ground on those fresher tires. Schneider not going to clear Gase off turn 4. That'll cost him as well. Look at how quickly Newman closes now on the front stretch. Schneider going to try to keep him a lap down as long as possible. Both cars to the high side. Schneider drifts way up the track, though. Here comes Newman in the middle. And now he gets picked behind the 49, but Schneider's in the wall up turn 2. Little mistake off the exit of turn 2 that time for the 99. And Newman gets back on the lead lap anyway. He tried to pick him behind Fincham in a last-second dodge there, but Schneider just walked up the racetrack a little bit too much. Not sure exactly where William Byron is at. He's one lap down, though. Definitely see Jimmy Johnson, who's 2 laps down back there. 12 to go in the stage. We'll see if he can get back by the 99. Denny Hamlin may be in danger of going 2 laps down the 6th spot. He has been stuck behind Ross Chastain for a few laps now. Schneider's closing in on him. The problem is Hamlin's going to get by the 77 now. Schneider sends him into 3 and 4 to get by Chastain quickly. And he's in line behind Hamlin. Hamlin held the bottom well enough to be able to hold on a little bit longer and try to pull back away from the 99. Hamlin to the top, Schneider to the bottom. Slide job off turn 2. Schneider clears Hamlin. Hamlin got a little loose himself off the exit of turn 2 and couldn't hold on. Right. 10 laps away from another playoff point on the season for the 99 team at Channel Racing. Newman is stuck in lap traffic again, and Schneider's starting to reel him back in. Not what Ryan Newman wants to see. Bobby Carter right in front of him. Now Newman gets to the high side. Bobby Carter, he'll clear him off turn 4. Another lap car, I believe Josh Balicki will be right in front of Ryan Newman. Into turn 1, again, Newman to the high side. That's actually Alex Bowman, not Josh Balicki. Newman pulls up, Schneider pulls low, and he's closed in on Newman again into turn 3, all the way to the yellow line on the bottom. Slides up the track, though. Entered in pretty flat. There is just a ton of lap cars coming up, though, in front of Newman. 8 to go in the stage, and Schneider is there, trying to maintain the ground. Newman's still pulling him a little bit, but now they're side by side with the lap cars in front of Newman. Newman is going to take it 3 wide. Thought about it, couldn't do it. Schneider loose off turn 2. He stays in the gas, though. Pulls back up onto the racetrack and clears Newman into turn 3. Back to a 1-lap lead again.
Stay low, stay low. All right, you're clear.
Oh, Reddick pulled right in front of him. Newman's got Bell and Reagan in front of him, though, as well. Schneider on the high side of Reddick. Flying by him down the back straightaway. 23 and 22% left on the right side tires. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Cup race at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Yes, it is. We're going to do the live commentary today, and we were live during the rain delay for about 2.5 hours or so. Once we got the word that they were running tomorrow, we ended the stream and had a full pre-race before that stream as well. So really, we streamed for about 3 hours and not even through a race. Fun getting to meet some new members of the channel and new subscribers, I should say, to the channel. Of course, the usual cast popping in, chiming in the chat. Won't be able to watch the race tomorrow until 3 due to school. Well, at least you could catch the second half of it if they win. But it is unfortunate you can't catch the whole thing. I remember those days. I'm glad I have Mondays off. Three laps to go this time by in stage number 1. Schneider about to put Kurt Busch and perhaps Truex in 4th place, 2 laps down. This would be massive. Blows right around Kurt Busch. Pushed up the track, though, in line behind the 19, but now the 19's caught behind the 7 of Balicki. Down the back straightaway, nowhere to go for Schneider. 3 wide, up the middle, into the corner. Kurt Busch and Martin Truex Jr. hang on just a little bit longer as they also battle each other for 4th. Both being in the playoffs. Kurt Busch 8 points below the cutoff line. Truex 8 points above the cutoff line. That's why it's such an important position for him. They also want to stay just 1 lap down as well. Schneider will pass Kurt Busch, and now he gets to the inside of Truex. No, he's lapped them both twice into turn 3 now. Final lap of stage 1 this time by. Tires will easily make it to the end of the stage here for Schneider. Used a 1.5 in the opening stage already. In this 500-mile race, he'll have to pit for 4 tires again. At the beginning of stage number 2. Right now, it is working out. Keegan Schneider will win stage 1 at Atlanta. Tacking on another stage point this season, side drafting Elliott to the line to put him another lap down at the last second as well. So Keegan Schneider wins stage 1 at Atlanta. That will be stage win number 43 on this dominating season. And his 2nd stage win of the round of 12. Waiting for the rest of the top 10 to cross the start-finish line and receive their stage points. And now I'll pause it real quickly, and I'll calculate those stage points for our playoff drivers. I just gotta wait for my laptop to catch up on the stream. It's a little bit delayed there. So Ryan Newman ends up 2nd. That's 9 points for him. Martin Truex Jr. ends up in 4th. 7 points for him. Kurt Busch gets 6 points for finishing 5th in the stage. Kyle Busch gets 3 points, finishing 8th in the stage. Brad Keselowski gets 1 point, finishing 10th in the stage. Denny Hamlin, 5 points for finishing 6th in the stage. And that was all the stage points for the playoff drivers. Not going to update the graphic on the left side of the screen at the end of stage 1 here. Probably won't do it for this entire race with it being a longer 500 miler and it being on a Sunday, not a late night, but for a 500-mile race. Usually I like to start these races at, I wanted to get it done at 7, but the Packers game ran just a little bit longer, and wanted to make sure I watched it. Then I had to still calculate the points. Make sure I pit here. We'll go right sides. Why not? Right side tires only. Trying to save as many sets of tires as possible for this 99 crew. So right sides only. We only have one caution at stage 1 for incident. It was at lap 54. 55, I guess, to be exact. 54 laps were complete at the time. Green flag back in the air at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Anytime restart for Schneider, quickly pulling up in front of the 24 Byron, and everybody's on 4 tires behind Schneider, who only took 2 that time. It's going to be tough for him to try and hang on. Probably trying to get the car to turn earlier on in the race in this similar circumstance. I thought Truex was going to have enough momentum to get underneath him, but I guess he couldn't. BJ McLeod with a great restart. He gets inside the top 5. Truex going to look to the high side now into turns 1 and 2. And Schneider slides up 3 wide. They split him up the middle. Look at McLeod now going for 4th place on Truex. Schneider pulled out a line to break the draft down the back straightaway. Here comes Kurt Busch to the inside anyway. Hamlin now down low as well. Schneider's trying to hold his lane. Hamlin got sandwiched in the middle and lifted off the exit of the corner. He must have got really tight. A lot of cars passed him on the bottom lane as well. Kenseth stuck on the top right behind the 99. This is costing Kenseth positions on the track. Schneider cuts off the 22 of Logano now. Briefly. Slides back up in front of Kenseth, unfortunately for him. Now Kenseth's in the middle. Here comes Kyle Busch on the high side. Schneider's got to hold his lane up turn 4. There's contact with the Gibbs cars. 20 of Eric Jones is still sideways into turn 1, but he hangs on to it. Out as best as he could have. Side drafted Bowman and got really tight. Oh man, look at Keselowski. Barely missed the 99 to the bottom. Schneider's going backwards on these 2 old left side tires. And Ryan Newman, who restarted at the rear of the field after getting the free pass at the stage break, might be able to run Schneider down for the race lead here shortly. Byron was the only driver 1 lap down who got his lap back initially on the restart as well. Joshua Rumsey, welcome to the stream. Going low underneath Custer and Reddick, 3 wide into turn 3. Clears them both. Now he's underneath the 17 of Buscher as well. A little sideways there. Big block on Reddick and Custer. Didn't want to be 3 wide into 1 again. Reddick going to get back to his inside. Schneider battling with these guys. Now he's got the 17 of Buscher who slid up right in front of him. Schneider lift. Once again, Ryan Newman is just within about a half a second, maybe less, into the corner. Schneider follows Reddick through 3 and 4 on the bottom. Actually took it 3 wide, gets really sideways. Schneider led that lap of the line, but Ryan Newman is closed considerably. Schneider gets back around the 17 of Buscher. Trying to hold on and let his teammate get up there. Newman now boxed in with DiBenedetto underneath him and Custer still in front of him. Schneider passes Reddick on the high side into turn 3. He's got 6 sets of tires left to the end of the race. It'll still be a 2-stop strategy. I would have to imagine in stage 2, at least for the 99, as well as everybody else again. Benedetto gets sideways. They were 3 wide getting into turn 1. Did a great job keeping it off the 17 of Buscher, especially with Custer still on the high side of both of them. Schneider passes Bell down the back straightaway, clears him before getting into turn 3. Trying to keep his space as much as he can with the 6 of Newman. Schneider got really loose off turn 4 again. The looser he gets, the more it's going to wear out that left front tire, and he's going to have to pit just that much sooner. The longer he can go, the better. The Eagles and Titans both lost here. Well, that's an option. Just not all of it. Teams can win on a weekly basis. Actually, I had the Titans and the Bills in my contest, and the Bills won, so I got one of my entries remaining after 4 weeks, but our first entry is now gone. Titans losing to the Jets in overtime. Who would have thought that could happen? Titans have looked a little off this season. And their offense is clicking, but the defense is giving up 24 points to the Jets, who got shut out twice already this season. Like, that's nearly shut out twice, I should say. Nearly shut out 3 times. I think they've been held to like 12 or less points through their first 4 games of the year. Schneider just about a 1.5 seconds ahead of Newman again. Get through the lap traffic a little bit better than the 6 car back there. The Bush League Jets. Lost to a bunch of Bishop Sycamore grads.
We're going to need those tires to last, driver.
Keselowski trying to battle for position. Now, granted, I'm not from the Columbus area, but I am from Northwest Ohio, and I can confirm that I have never heard of Bishop Sycamore High School before. And then being a highly touted high school for football. So that was news to me too. Well, that whole situation came about a little over a month ago. Oh man, Shiner way up the track. Bush is going to get back around him after that loss of momentum there. Shiner's going to stay out until that left front tire gets down to about 4%. Go to the middle to upper groove at turns 3 and 4 on Kyle Busch. Brian Newman will take over the race lead again. He will not have a 1-lap lead on the field, though, because William Byron is on the lead lap. We'll get a short pit. His first stop after taking right sides only during the stage 1 break. They'll have 5 sets of tires left to the end of the race after this. We'll see. Going to have 2 more stops to make in this stage alone. That'll get him down to 4 sets of tires, presumably by the end. Yeah, 4 sets of tires left by the end of stage 2. You think that's going to average out to be all right. Again, it's just really going to depend on these cautions from here on out. I think taking right side tires only under 2 of his early stops in this race is definitely helping him out for now. They put him on a different strategy so far. Schneider going to pit this time off turn 4. Johnson had to check up quite a bit. Schneider locks the tires up. Trying not to speed onto pit road. He did not. 39 miles per hour. Almost spun the car out. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel, no adjustments. Coming up here for the 99 team. Seminoles won yesterday, so you're happy. Well, there you go. My Michigan Wolverines, 5-0. Putting the beat down on Wisconsin yesterday. I was surprised about that, that's for sure. I figured when Wisconsin got blown out by Notre Dame and Notre Dame didn't look that great, that we had a good chance to at least win the game. This goes to show that, you know, even 5 games into the season, I don't fully trust Michigan, but I will say that that's the best game that they have probably played this season. I'm not counting Northern Illinois when we beat them like 60-10 or whatever the score was. Like, I think it was 63-10 was the final score. 63-9, whatever it was. That's different. That was a MAC school. This was a Big Ten conference game. We played a full 4 quarters. Defenses look really, really good this year. Really good. I'd argue one of the best in the country defensively, at least. Defense wins football games, though. Wins championships is what they say. $82 laps to go in stage 2. Ryan Newman with a 1-lap lead on the field. Schneider has about 18-lap fresher tires. And everybody else, no caution so far in the second stage, but only 1 caution total so far. We do have less than 200 laps to go total. That's alright though, Syracuse is more of a basketball school anyways. Then again though, speaking of teams that are mostly basketball schools, considering that Kentucky was so bad last year in college basketball and they missed the entire NCAA tournament, look at their football team this year that are undefeated right now. Ranked in the top 15. Who did they just beat this weekend? They just beat a ranked team. I can't remember who it was. Maybe they're turning into a football school.
Alright, you're clear.
MLB regular season just ended. The Yankees will win the World Series. You never know. I heard they had a walk-off to get into the playoffs today. I didn't see a replay of it at all, but I got alerted on my phone that they gotten into the playoffs on a walk-off, which sounds like it was a pretty crazy moment. What you live for as a sports fan, I'll tell you that much. Cool to see those things. Unless they're against your own team, then it kind of sucks. It stings pretty bad, actually, but outside of that, stinging will go away eventually. All wounds heal eventually. Keselowski struggling in that dirty air. Had to go to the top lane just to find whatever clean air he could that time, and he still can't get around either Kyle Busch or Clint Boyer. Go all the way to the bottom, nowhere to go there either. May try to take it 3 wide. That's not going to work, I don't think. Maybe it will, and they are 3 wide. Oh, Kyle Busch and Boyer almost made contact. Schneider goes to the bottom now, 4 wide down the back straightaway. Second time we've seen that today. Schneider sends it into turn 3. Clipped the apron on corner entry because he ran out of real estate, and going 4 wide costed Keselowski again, and now he's still stuck behind the 18 and the 14, who are still side by side off in turn 4 another lap. Schneider taking advantage on the 18 lap pressure tires. Oh, they beat Florida. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Florida was number 10, I think. I think they were in the top 10. They look like they got a pretty good defensive team, too. That's probably the way they're going to win most of their games. I don't know if they're in the same division as Alabama or not, but I'm sure when they play Alabama, they'll probably lose by like 30, 40 points. Because it doesn't matter who Alabama plays, unless it's Auburn or Georgia, they win every single game by 30 plus points, it feels like. At least 20. 30 might be a little extreme, but even then they still beat teams that are conference by that much or more. At least 20 points. It doesn't matter who they are. I'll throw LSU in there too. LSU, Auburn, because it's a rivalry game. They seem to play Alabama tough every year. And Georgia. Outside of those three teams in the SEC, Bama just puts a beat down on every other team. They hype things up like they did against Ole Miss yesterday. And I mean, let's be honest. Bama's just that much more superior. As long as Nick Saban is the coach of Alabama, I mean, they're just... And now that Clemson has dropped off the face of the earth after Trevor Lawrence left, I mean, you figure they had Deshaun Watson, Taj Boyd, and not in that order. I think Boyd was before Watson. You had Boyd, who was a good quarterback in college at least. Watson, and now and then Trevor Lawrence. And now that those guys are finally gone, I think Clemson's fallen back to normalcy. And they've already got a couple losses this year, so Alabama's probably... That's just going to make the route to a championship much easier if they could just win the SEC title again. And they don't even have to win the SEC title. I mean, it's Alabama, let's be honest. They lose one game, they're still getting in the playoffs. Especially the way they look again out of the gate this year. They're still going to be in the playoffs with one loss. Unless there's 4 undefeated teams, that's the only way. But because of all these conference games, these undefeated teams are going to start knocking each other off at some point. So Bama's just going to end up, you know, even if they did lose to Auburn at the end of the regular season or lost the SEC championship at the end of the year, or heck, yeah, let's say they lose to Georgia when they play them in the regular season and then they win every other game, they're still going to be in the playoffs. The media is going to hype it up like, oh, are they going to be in the playoffs? They're going to be in the playoffs with one loss. I'm stating this on the first weekend of October. If Bama loses one game, they're going to be in the playoffs still. Unless there's 4 undefeated teams, which I don't think there will be, because again, I think they'll all knock each other off. We'll see, but it's just the way I see it. Caution's out for the second time today. While Ryan Newman leads, Schneider was able to get back on the lead lap a few laps prior, so he can restart right up there with those guys. Free pass going to Denny Hamlin. This is the decision-making portion of the race right here. Does Schneider pit, or does he stay out of the pits this time? Thinking that everybody will have to pit before the end of the stage yet. Got 5 sets of tires left to the end of the race. Schneider's going to stay out of the pits here. He's going to conserve those tires. He's staying out of the pits, thinking that everybody will have to pit before the end of stage 2 again anyway. I would have to assume so. Flag back in the air. 66 to go. Yeah, definitely not going to go that far on tires. So everybody will have to pit at some point. Schneider deciding not to use that extra set of tires here in stage 2. Trying to stay on the same strategy here. By the time he pits at the stage break and has to pit one more time before that, he should have 3 sets of tires for the final stage. He leads the opening lap after the restart. William Byron's going to try to fight for the lead. We'll see if he'll get there. Schneider's going to purposely slide up in the center of the corner in front of the 24 of Byron, who crosses him over after Schneider gets into the wall. Contact with the 24 car after bouncing off the wall. And that just hurt the 99's momentum. He'll lose the lead easily into 3 now. That didn't look pretty. Newman got held up on the outside back there. Kensethal ended up in the walls. They were 3 wide further back in the pack. So for the second time here tonight, William Byron leads at Atlanta. Still only 3 different leaders in the race. Newman, Schneider, and Byron. Newman taking a peek in the middle. Will he actually go there? No. I got sandwiched between the 7, 8, and the 10. Newman is, again, stuck in the middle lane. Now he'll find his way to the bottom. Schneider's now stuck in the middle. Newman's up to second. I would imagine he was going to get around Schneider at some point there. Schneider finally finds his way back on the bottom behind Keselowski. Brad goes high into turn 22, so Schneider's just going to drive right underneath it. DRG, welcome to the stream. Ohio State's not going to the playoff. It depends how many one-loss teams they have. I mean, the way they beat Rutgers. That's interesting, because I still think by the eye test, even though Ohio State lost a game to a really good Oregon team, and the way they struggled out of the gate this year, I think they picked things up, at least for 1 week. If they look that good again the next couple games out, I don't see why Michigan can beat them. I just don't see that happening, and this coming from a Michigan game. I think the years of losing to Ohio State over and over and over again is just drilled into my head that they're nearly unbeatable. So, for any Big Ten team. Oregon does have that tiebreaker, though, over on with beating them. That if Oregon were to lose the game in the Pac-12 this year, that would hurt Ohio State, because I think you'd have to put Oregon in ahead of them because they beat them. And if they don't, then that's just bias to Ohio State by the committee. Same bias they showed towards Alabama. I will say it's worse, way worse with the SEC schools versus what it is with Ohio State. I will say that. But what was the year that Penn State beat Ohio State? Penn State got left out of I almost said the championship course. I'm a NASCAR fan, but left out of the playoffs. Even though Penn State beat them during the season, and they had one less loss than them, but I think they had the conference championship too, if I'm not mistaken. I think Penn State won the conference title. Ohio State wasn't in the conference title game, but they had one less loss than Penn State. But Penn State beat them earlier in the season, but then they gave the playoff spot to Ohio State because by the eye test. It's just like that's not a statistic. Like, Penn State did all they could against Ohio State in the statistical categories, and by the eye test they didn't get in. 2016. I just remember that year. I remember that happening, I should say. I just couldn't remember the year. Yeah, Iowa's looking really good this year, too. And Penn State. I mean, they're both looking really solid. Honestly, like, I think Ohio State's probably got the 4th best defense in the Big Ten. I think Michigan, Penn State, and Iowa are ahead of them. I wouldn't rank Iowa, Penn State, or Michigan until Michigan plays those other teams. I don't think they play Iowa at all, though. I know they play Penn State in a few weeks, and then they play Ohio State. But Iowa and Penn State play this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, either this weekend or the following weekend. I think it's this weekend. So, like I said, the undefeated teams are going to knock each other out eventually. I mean, either Iowa or Penn State will lose this weekend. And then Michigan will have to play Penn State at some point, too. And if they're both, let's say Penn State beats Iowa, Michigan stays undefeated up until they play Penn State. One of those two teams are going to lose, too. So, I mean, they're all going to knock each other out. So a team like Bama, I mean, they pretty much have a get out of jail free card. Yeah, if it ended right now, Penn State and Iowa would be in the Big Ten title game. But still got a lot of games to go, and they're not. I mean, Michigan State's still undefeated too. I forgot about them. They don't really look quite as good as Michigan, Iowa, and Penn State, or even Ohio State, but they are still undefeated. So don't forget about Michigan State either. I guess you never know. which is really weird because they've been awful like the last 2 or 3 years. And then all of a sudden they're 5-0 out of the gate. Or even like Penn State, they were pretty bad last season too, and they only won a few games. And they're coming out of the gates looking stronger than ever. It's just crazy one year to the next. And I mean, a lot of that was probably COVID, not having the fans in the stadium, especially with college football. I think of any, sport on any level, college football is the biggest difference when you don't have any fans for your home games. But still, I didn't think we were going to talk about college football on a Sunday, on Talladega Sunday in the West, but we are. A little change of pace. Schneider just passed Ryan Newman through turns 3 and 4 to get back to the second place position on the racetrack. He's 2 seconds behind race leader William Byron right now. You don't see Byron on the left-hand side of your screen in the points because he did not make the playoffs entirely, let alone round of 12.
Still there? You're all clear on top.
This is the last time Arkansas was ranked ahead of Ohio State. I don't know. I have no clue. Arkansas plays, don't they play, who do they play this week? They got a big game coming up. LSU? It's either LSU or Bama. I was watching the Packers game, and I that's the only reason I know they have a big game on CBS this week. And I remember Bama was the night game on CBS next week, but I just can't remember who's playing who or if they play each other. Oh, no, Bama's playing Texas A&M next week, so I don't know who Arkansas is playing. Maybe it is LSU. I did watch the first half of that Auburn-LSU game last night. I don't know who the quarterback... Bo Nix, that's right. Bo Nix for Auburn. He was pulling out some, Johnny Manziel 2.0 from his Texas A&M college. The Johnny Manziel that won the Heisman, not the professional football Johnny Manziel. The college football version of Johnny Manziel. That's what Bo Nix looked like last night. He was a lot of fun to watch. That was crazy. At least in the first half. I didn't watch the second half because it was 11 o'clock already. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not staying up for this one. I don't know whose idea it was to start that game at 9 o'clock. Oh, probably because, the people on the West Coast. Sorry for anybody that lives on the West Coast, but I'm tired of it. It's not just NASCAR. It's every sport. You got to start these games that are closer on the East Coast at 9 o'clock. That's why the NBA Finals every year starts at 8. I think 8 o'clock if it's a weekend game, but 9 o'clock if it's during the week. It's why? The Pistons haven't been any good anyway recently, but the Pistons are going to be in the playoffs, and the games are going to be at 9 o'clock, and they're going to be tired going into work every day for 2 weeks. And that's going to stink. Pro Johnny. Sorry, big time. Yeah, I'm talking about College Johnny. College Johnny was a lot of fun to watch. Heisman Johnny Manziel was awesome. Where he got the nickname Johnny Football. Arkansas plays Ole. Oh yeah, Arkansas should win. I think Ole Miss is a little overhyped.
Stay low, stay low. Clear high, clear high.
Granted, Bama is that good, so I guess it's that. Schneider took the lead away from Byron a few laps ago. We'll have to hit pit road very, very soon. After not pitting during that last caution. Surprising we have only seen 2 cautions for incidents so far in this 500-mile race. We're about halfway home. Schneider trying to lap Martin Truex Jr. in the 19. Got close that last lap, couldn't do it. Truex with a block now. Schneider swings to the outside into turns 1 and 2. We're up on Ross Chastain. Schneider gets to the outside of the 77. That held off Truex big time. For Schneider to clear the 19. .45 laps to go yet, stage 2. 44, too old to become a pro race car driver. ARCA level, maybe truck level, or pro wrestling. I'd say you'd have a better chance. It depends what level of... Well, you said like a ARCA level driver. ARCA doesn't pay that much. And you'd probably be... I'm sure you could get some start and park rides and stuff like that, but you're not going to be in competitive equipment in the ARCA series at that age. Unless you're Bobby Gerhardt or Frank Kimmel, who are both retired. Those are like the only guys that were doing. But they were career ARCA drivers too. They were there at a younger age and just stayed until they were older. So that's a little different than trying to break through at that age. Pro wrestling, man, you see guys in their 50s still getting into pro wrestling for the first time. Like, what? DDP was almost 40 years old when he got into WCW. I think he was like 36 before he got into WCW. He was 38 years old before he won his first world title. He was a late bloomer when it came to that. It's gonna be tough to get on like a, you know, big level at that age for pro wrestling. The Boogeyman too, like even, I think I read something not that long ago where I'd heard that he was like 40 years old when he started on the main roster. I had no clue he was that old. That was like when he made his debut, he was 40. So, I mean, I don't think you're going to have like, you know, a giant push at that age, but to break through as a wrestler, you never know where it can take you if you're really solid at it. You can overcome it. You're not going to be putting on 5-star classics likely, but you can be, unless you're like one of the greatest of all time. If you're entertaining, it'll work out. Edgy's almost 50. Yeah, exactly. What, 48, 49? He's had triple fusion neck surgery. Just unreal. Ric Flair was, what, 62 when he retired? Sting's wrestling in AEW right now, and he's 62.
You're wearing those tires down, driver.
I mean, yeah, you're not going to put on, again, like 5-star classics at that age, but even, I mean, these guys can do it. Sting had a spinal injury, too. Not that long ago. Right front tire down to 4% on Schneider off turn 2. Now down to 3% this lap. And he will pit this time 5 for 4 fresh tires. This will give William Byron the race lead off of turn 4. Schneider backing the car down. Used all the banking possible to be able to do that. There was no lap cars anywhere around him, so that made it for his easiest pit road entrance of the night. This will be his 3rd green flag stop, and it will be just the 2nd for 4 tires under green. Edge is 47, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, he's still pretty... Well, Kurt Angle retired like a couple years ago, and he's like just over 50 now, so he would have been about 48, 49. Triple H wrestles part-time still, and he's in his 50s. The Undertaker was in his early to mid-50s. Schneider's going to cycle out 1 lap down for now. Everybody else will still have to make their final pit stop of stage 2 yet. Schneider is good to go on fuel and tires to the end of this 2nd stage. With just less than 40 laps to go in stage 2. Once Schneider pits at the stage break, he'll have 3 sets of tires left to the end of the stage. 37 laps to go for him, 36 for race leader William Byron. There's like quite a few laps here today. Joe Nemechek, Morgan Shepherd, David Starr. For sure, that is true. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, too. You're not going to get, like, a top ride, is what I was getting at. I didn't say that you still couldn't do it. I mean, there's these guys that, even in the ARCA series that are older, I think, like, Derek Lancaster's in his early 40s right now, but
Careful, still
the
there.
likelihood of getting a competitive ride is slim to none. But hey, if you're living out your dream racing, that's what kept those guys in it, like you just mentioned. It's just the will to want to race.
Careful, still there.
Who's that driver that's like in his early 80s that makes those one-off like ARCA starts, like East and West starts,
You're clear there.
modified series starts?
Car high, careful there.
You guys know who I'm talking about? He's like 82 or something.
You're all clear up top.
Ridiculous.
All clear.
That is absolutely hauling right now. 25 to 30 lap pressure tires.
Clear high, bud.
They're gonna send it in 3 wide. Gets his lap back on William Byron. Occupied just enough time alongside Custer. Schneider shot the gap into turn 1. Still got 32 laps to go in stage 2 for William Byron. Hendrick car's got some speed today when you look at Byron, and even Jimmy Johnson's been about 6th or 7th the entire race. 2 Hendrick Chevys that did not make the playoffs, trying to make the most out of the end of their season. So we got 2 more super speedway races left this year, with the championship finale at Talladega, and then our next race will be at Daytona International Speedway on Tuesday night. Perhaps tomorrow night if NASCAR can't get their race in.
Careful, still there. Clear all around there. All right, you're clear there.
I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, though, Earl. I'm sure I can find it with a Google search. I just don't want to pause the game. Already a long race as it is. Although the race pace itself has been pretty good, considering we have only had 2 cautions so far.
Clear down low. Clear high, clear high. Car on the outside now. You're all clear up top.
Some drivers making a pit stop as we speak as well. Schrecker squeezing to the outside of Chase Elliott off turn 4, really loose into 1. He slaps the wall and slaps the 9 of Elliott as well. Very easy for these cars to get out of shape here, even with the higher downforce and lower horsepower package
You got room. You're clear. Watch that car in front of you. He's slowing down.
at this racetrack. And Elliott's coming to pit road this time. Maybe he's got an issue after the contact with Schneider. Most definitely be a scheduled stop, but I think the contact is definitely going to help him make that decision a little bit easier on when exactly to pit before the end of stage 2. I think they see how much time Schneider's gaining, even despite the fact he got a little sideways off 4 there, and race leader William Byron now will pit this time by. Newman pitted the lap before. Hamlin on the racetrack. He'll lead his first lap of the race now. So we now have 4 different leaders. Benny Chastain. Why does that name not sound familiar? I was thinking it might have been somebody else. There might be a few other drivers. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha, I get it. Yeah, it's still pretty cool, though. It's still a pretty cool job. Anything to do with racing, in my opinion, is cool. You got me sold. 25 laps to go in stage 2. Byron and Newman are still on the lead lap in second and third. Positions have not changed outside of losing the lead, of course, but Schneider short pitted on those guys. Denny Hamlin, first driver, lap down. BJ McLeod in 5th place, 1 lap down as well. What was the plan for real race if it rains tomorrow? They would just have to run on Tuesday. But Tuesday, the problem is they're scheduled for rain, and the rain is even more of a chance on Tuesday and Wednesday, it looks like. And now we have a caution. Late in the stage, caution is out. Byron's going to pit again after pitting about 5 laps ago, but that just goes to show how much the tires wear here at Atlanta, that he will make that move. Denny Hamlin will get the free pass at 4th, and Schneider's going to pit as well here. So the top 2 are going to pit. Newman will stay out, so nobody can take the wave around. Although they're all going to attempt to, but not everybody will pit. It'll help Truex for when we end up getting the stage caution here very shortly. He'll get back on the lead lap as well, and Hamlin will get to restart up with these top 3 for the beginning of the final stage. Green flag back in the air. Ryan Newman leads the field to the green on older tires. Schneider on the high side. Byron restarts on the bottom and 3rd. Schneider beat Byron off of the pit lane. Schneider not in the preferred lane here. Newman better watch the bottom. Byron's going to get underneath him. They're 3 wide for the lead off turn 2. Schneider's going to pull clear from the top to the lead. What a restart. Obviously, it helped with Newman having older tires. Now the battle between the 24 and the 99, who are on equal fresh tires. 20 to go in stage number 2. Schneider pitting that car to the yellow line. Byron trying to hold Kurt Busch back behind him, as well as BJ McLeod. Both those drivers want to get 1 of their 2 laps back. And they're going to charge even on older tires and try to get there. Byron's going to try to get to the high side, but Schneider blocks him off turn 4 and holds on to the lead again. 3 wide in the tri-oval, and the Busch brothers almost get together with Truex on the high side. Even Truex is trying to unlap himself the old-fashioned way and not have to take the free pass at the end of the stage. McLeod to the bottom. He beats Schneider into 3. Schneider still holds Byron up, though, but now Schneider's in the dirtier air, so we'll see if this may make it easier for the 24 car to get around the 99 as they crisscross on the front stretch. Schneider to the top side in 1 and 2. Byron to the inside. Schneider goes down the track a little bit, trying to side draft the 24. Byron clear off of turn 2. Back to the lead goes the 24. Now Byron's going to have to try and get around the 78 of McLeod. He'll get to his inside into turn 1. Byron slides into the corner. And he will clear McLeod off the exit of turn 2. This car is already starting to slowly come in for him. Definitely helped holding Byron back for about 4 laps or so. Initially after the restart.
Still there?
Bob did his job initially, just didn't get a quick caution after the restart.
All right, clear on that.
Even 4.5 seconds off the race lead. Schneider within just a couple car lengths behind Byron off turn 4. Caution's out again. Shaking things up even more, Denny Hamlin will pit from the lead lap. Martin Truex Jr. will get the free pass under the caution. We'll have another restart before the end of the stage. Schneider was closing in on William Byron. This may help the 24. He'll get the restart on the bottom. Schneider's going to have to restart on the top again, but this time he's going to have equal tires compared to the car behind him. Schneider going to stay out of the pits and conserve his tires here. He's only got 3 sets left to the end of the race, and he's likely going to pit at the stage break still.
Coming to the green, driver. Be ready here.
Green flag back in the air.
Hold your line, got one inside.
Byron and Schneider off the restart. Look at Schneider trying to side draft the 24 of Byron. Now he pulls away. Can he clear him into 1? Yes, he does. Schneider to the lead. But Hamlin, who's got a little bit fresher tires, also gets to the outside of the 24 car. Schneider trying to get away. Byron fights back, but he can't clear Hamlin. Schneider's got the clean air, but now can he hold the 11 car back? We'll have 10 laps to go in the stage this time by. Hamlin riding the top side. He's got a big run off turn 4 as he closes to the back bumper of the 99 into turn 1. Schneider to the bottom. Hamlin to the high side. Schneider trying to mimic. He moves up the track to block the 11 that took the air off the 11. Hamlin almost crosses him over up turn 2, and these guys are battling for a playoff point. Schneider trying to do what Logano did to Harvick at Kansas last year and take that clean air away from the 11 as much as he possibly can in the corners. The 11 is obviously faster on these fresher tires. Schneider slides on corner entry, but he holds on. He did lift that time trying to hang on in front of the 11. Here comes Hamlin to the high side. Schneider going up the block again. Can he do this to the end of the stage, though? It's going to be difficult. So far, so good. A couple laps in. He's got 8 more to go. Hamlin to the high side. Schneider to the bottom. Slides up on corner exit. Hamlin with a crossover. Again, he can't quite get there. What a great job on the defense.
Got one outside now. You got room.
Big corner speed for Hamlin. It's just so much faster. Just can't find a way around Schneider in the dirty air. Hamlin on the high side. Again to the low side. Hamlin can't back the corner up enough to get the run off corner exit and dive underneath Schneider the way Schneider just kind of pulls up off the exit of the corner to take the line away. He'll try it again off turn 4. Hamlin's there that time. He got to the corner panel. He side drafted enough, and Denny Hamlin will get to the lead for the second time. 6 to go in stage 2. Has that just won Denny Hamlin the second stage tonight at Atlanta. Came into the race 28 points to the good above the cutoff line. He had a good stage 1, finishing 7th, but stage 2 he might be able to win it. If he makes it to the round of 8, this playoff point will carry to the next round as well. Schneider not giving up, though. Trying to close back on the 11, have these tires evened out. And did he hold Hamlin back enough to wait for the tires to even out? Schneider a little bit quicker than the 11 that last lap. 4 laps to go in stage 2. Schneider on the bottom, Hamlin on the high side. Schneider closes quite a bit again. Off turn 2. If he can just get to that corner panel, he may have a chance. Hamlin up high, Schneider to the bottom in 3 and 4 as the cars slide through the center of the corner. Schneider going to slide up the track. He clears Denny Hamlin off turn 4, and he's back to the lead again. Not giving up the stage quite that easy. 3 to go now, and we'll see if Hamlin can get him back. Schneider blocks on corner entry, takes off in the center, and drives away from Hamlin now off the exit of turn 2. Good finish to the end of the second stage.
All right, I need 2 more good laps from you.
Hamlin's still within a half a second into turn 3 as they come to the final lap of the second stage. He's running out of time and trying to get that high side to work for him again like it did initially on the restart. Way to not give up for Keegan Schneider to win stage 2. Just one more corner away from doing so. Now 9/10 of a second over Hamlin. Green, white, checkered flag will wave again. Schneider will sweep the stages at Atlanta, his 3rd stage win of the round of 12. And it will be his 44th stage win on the season.
You took that stage. Good job.
And now, he just has to try and clinch this final stage. We'll see if he'll be able to do it. Again, the 44th stage win of the season for Keegan Schneider. Free pass to Kurt Busch in 6th place, but he'll only get one of his 2 laps back. Schneider will pit. And this will give him 2 sets of tires left at the end of the race from here. So 2 sets of tires to the end. We'll see how that's going to work. So far, so good. Gonna pause it for a quick second now to get these stage points accumulated for the drivers who did receive stage points. Obviously, Schneider with the stage win, he's already in the next round. Denny Hamlin ends up 2nd, getting himself 9 points, 7 points for Ryan Newman, who's had a strong night tonight so far. We'll see if he can continue this strong night into the final stage, finishing 4th and getting, again, those 7 points. Martin Truex Jr. finishes 5th, getting 6 points in the stage. Kurt Busch getting 5 points for finishing 6th. Kyle Busch gets 3 points, finishing 8th in the stage. And Kevin Harvick gets 2 points for finishing 9th in the stage. Harvick didn't get any stage points in stage 1, but he does get a couple of them in stage 2. Why do you say 0 points for Byron at stage 3? That was just initially because he was a lap down and probably didn't cross the line yet at the time of the scoring. He isn't in the playoffs anyway, though, so it doesn't really make much of a difference as far as the championship standings go. Kyle Larson fan, welcome to the stream, by the way. Alrighty. Let me know down below. You guys want me to update? I can update the point standings if you want me to. I'll leave it up to you guys in the chat. If you want me to update the left-hand side of the screen, it'll take me a couple minutes. Or if you just want me to get on to the final stage, means we're in a longer 500-mile race. I know at Daytona for the final stage, I'll definitely update it, with that being the cutoff race in the round, but let me know if you want me to do that right now or not. Got everything organized at least. Race, all right. We'll hop on to the final stage there. I got it organized, I just didn't have the points differentials in there. We'll start this final stage for you guys then. If it was the cutoff race, I would have went ahead and just did it. Here we go. Restart to the final stage. Green flag back in the air. Schneider leads the field to the green after winning the race off pit road once again. 112 laps to go. Have to race the Alabama 500, start third. Good luck too. Good jump on the restart from third place for Byron. He'll pass Hamlin getting into turn one. Looks like he's clear in the center of the corner. He slides up. Truex actually going to clear Hamlin as well, who struggled on the outside, falling from first back to fourth. Almost lost to Kyle Busch there as well, but Busch is 2 laps down. Versus Hamlin being on the lead lap. And now Truex is going to get underneath William Byron, and Truex has not led yet tonight. Only driver in the top 5 who's not led any laps, and he may get to the lead this time around. A little bit of contact between the 19 and the 99. And Martin Truex Jr. will get to the lead. Schneider funnels in line now behind the 11. Trying to trap behind him, and now he sends it 3 wide. Into turns 3 and 4, trying to pass the 11 right back, and he clears him. As they battle back and forth for second, but he couldn't clear Harvick. This may slow him down now on the front stretch. Newman to the inside of the 11 for position. Schneider had a big slide. Oh, side drafts the 4. Here comes Newman to the bottom. Schneider's out of shape off turn 2, but he hangs on. Still stays in front of the 11. Newman to second place. He's going to try to run down the 19 of Truex. I was reading into the John West Townley situation a little bit during halftime of the Packers game, and it's kind of a scary circumstance of what was going down. That's kind of why I've been quiet about it throughout the course of this race, because I'm going to wait until all the details are out of the situation and the investigation's concluded as to what exactly happened, because it sounds like it was a pretty ugly situation. With the little details that we do know, that they are not sure if it was a self-defense situation, if it was a domestic violence situation, or what it was. So until I, know the extent of the truth of what had possibly transpired, going to hold off on any further comments on the situation. Cap 24, welcome to the stream. Is it time to pit? Well, we just pitted during the stage break, but considering that it is Atlanta, we ran a couple laps. We could probably pit now. No, but in all seriousness, got 105 laps to go and only 2 sets of tires left at the end of the race. It's going to be interesting. We knew it was going to be a risk. Schneider's won the first 2 stages. So far, so good. With 2 sets of tires left, he did short pit. But one of the 2 late cautions we saw in those final 25 laps of stage 2 to try and win this stage, so it got him that playoff point initially. Hopefully it doesn't cost him a chance to win this race ultimately at the end. Kyle Busch underneath Martin Truex Jr. side by side with his teammate to try and get one of his 2 laps back. Schneider quickly going to run down the 19 now. Busch is holding him up. And Schneider's got a massive run as they side draft each other into turns 3 and 4. Schneider not sure exactly what lane to go to. Kind of pushes up the racetrack off corner exit into dirtier air. Gets to the right rear corner panel of Truex. 3 wide. Now Busch pulls a block on the 19. That's going to stall him out a little bit more as well. And now to the outside in turns 1 and 2, trying to get to the outside of the 18 car. Truex chases his 19 Toyota up the racetrack as well. 3 Toyotas under a blanket. Schneider to the lead off turn 2. Yeah, how about BJ McLeod? He's been in the top 10 all night as well, as Earl stated. Again, if you're just tuning in, the points on the left side of the screen were from the very start of the race. I can confirm that right now, after the end of stage 2, that Martin Truex Jr. is 10 points ahead of Kurt Busch now. They have both scored a lot of stage points today. Truex has outscored him by 2, giving him a 10-point advantage. Matt Kenseth's got a few stage points as well, but not as many as Kurt Busch, so he is a little bit behind him in the points. And Keselowski only has a couple stage points. Almirola's got 0 stage points, so he's in a tougher battle. Yeah, the predictions video already out on the channel. My picks for Talladega, my win pick is Ryan Blaney tomorrow. Ryan Blaney is my pick to win the race. The must-have picks for your guys' fantasy lineups, I have Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, and William Byron. I think they're all going to have great days, or at least finish in the top 10 when it's all said and done, at the very least. My sleeper picks for tomorrow are the 2 JTG Doherty cars of Ryan Preece and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I think that they will both work as a team well together, and they will both get top 10s at the end of the day race. So I'm predicting half of the top 10 field for Talladega, and those are 5 of those 10 drivers. And 3 drivers that I expect to not finish in the top 10 for tomorrow's race are Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., and Kyle Larson. Those are the 3 drivers that I told you guys not to put the fantasy lineups for tomorrow. So that is my kind of, not in-depth. It's more in-depth than the predictions video we did earlier today, but on the accounts of what I could quickly state that wasn't going to occupy too much of this time, now that we have under 100 laps to go in this race, those will be the drivers of where I have them roughly on their performance levels for Talladega for tomorrow. It was tough for me to decide whether I wanted to pick Blaney or Hamlin to win the race. I went with Blaney because he had better statistics this season on the super speedways than Hamlin. The only super speedway race Denny Hamlin beat Blaney was in the Daytona 500. Even if you look at the dual races, Blaney finished 6th in his dual race. Hamlin was 13th, so it's 3-1. And Blaney, one of his, wins over Hamlin, he won the entire race at Daytona in the last super speedway they raced at a month and a half ago. So I think Blaney's got the edge there. The Fords have been faster on the super speedways this year by far than any other manufacturer. Fords have won each of the first 3 super speedway races that were points paying for the Cup Series in the regular season, and 2 of them were Penske wins. And the only one that wasn't a Penske win as well was the Daytona 500, where they were running 1-2 in the final half a lap of the race. So all those odds, I got Ryan Blaney winning tomorrow. Which, by the way, I was shocked today. Ryan Blaney, 9-1 odds to win Talladega tomorrow. I don't know if that's Vegas thinking, well, he's won 3 of the last 8 super speedway races, so he can't possibly win another one. That's the only thing I can think of. 9-1 odds, I hopped on that immediately. I was like, oh yeah. I usually don't bet for my favorite driver, but when 9-1 odds, and I do think he could go out there and win the race. You could bet I'd be taking home some money if he goes victory lane tomorrow. I was surprised too. The favorite is the favorite's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. The favorite at 6.5 to 1. Denny Hamlin's like 8 to 1 too. Those are good odds for Denny Hamlin. Blaney and Hamlin together. I almost put a little bit on both of them just so I could take home something. Because bank on one of those two guys winning. Because I think Hamlin might actually have a better shot because he's already locked into the next round. He could just sit out back for the first 2/3 of the race and not have to worry about getting stage points. I'd be surprised if he races aggressively early in the race because there's no need for him to do that. Logano, Priest, Blaney, Hamlin, and Keselowski with fantasy. Not bad, not bad. I think the Penske cars are definitely going to be quick. I'm not going to give you guys who my fantasy team is yet, but you can find out during the live stream tomorrow. Definitely want to tune in 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the channel, as long as there is no rain delay when NBC goes onto their coverage at 1. We will be live streaming the race tomorrow on the channel. We tried to do that today. Unfortunately, the rain said otherwise. But we'll try it again here. Yeah, that's unfortunate too. There were a lot of fans there today. I don't know if it was sold out. I don't think all the fans were in their seats because the race didn't actually start. But it looked pretty packed. And it will not be as packed for being a Monday, and that's just the fact it's a Monday race. A lot of people got to go back to work. I'm just thankful enough that my weekends are Sunday, Monday, that I have tomorrow off. So hopefully they get it in. I'm going to be really bummed out if they end up going for it on Tuesday or Wednesday. Maybe, you know what? There is a chance of rain Tuesday and Wednesday too. If they have to race Thursday, if they somehow have to race Thursday, then I'm off Thursday. I'll be down for that. If they some reason can't get it in tomorrow, I'm going to be praying for rain on Tuesday and Wednesday so I can watch the race on Thursday. You can bet the break room at 2:30. I'm going to have that race on. And I should get off before the end of the race if they start at 2. If they start at 2, I can get off work before the end of the race and probably catch the final stage. But I'm going to miss the first 2 stages, unfortunately. White Hanson, welcome to the stream. I saw you in the chat a little bit ago. Forgot to call you out on that one. Welcome. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for not getting mad at me either. Cussing me out in the chat. Appreciate it. 88 laps to go right now for Keegan Schneider. 9-second lead over Mark Truex Jr. Then you got William Byron, 11.5 back, battling Hamlin for 3rd. Hamlin, of course, in 4th, and Ryan Newman, a 2.5 behind them in 5th. That rounds out the top 5. Got 5 drivers on the lead lap. And Kurt Busch is the first and only driver 1 lap down in 6th. A win for any playoff driver that is not Schneider will lock themselves into the round of 12. Schneider is already locked in on points. No matter what happens with all those playoff points he had scored in the first 2 races, plus an outstanding performance at New Hampshire. 2nd place finish, won a stage. And I said he finished 2nd in the other stage. He did not. I forgot I finished 6th in the first stage of the race. So 6th, 1st, and 2nd. 3 stages total. Free pass to Kurt Busch coming now. Caution is out with 86 laps to go. To pit or not to pit? 2 sets of tires left to the end of the race for Schneider. We've only had 5 cautions per incident the whole day. We had 3 of them in stage 2, 1 in stage 1, and now 1 in the final stage. And Schneider will pit this time, staying on the same strategy as everybody else for now. This will give him 1 set of tires left to the end. Man, oh man, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. 1 set of tires left, and we still got 83 laps to go at Atlanta as the green flag is back in the air. Schneider wins the race off pit road and wins the race down into turn 1 on the restart. Byron to second place, pulling ahead of Truex as well. Newman to third. Truex did not get a great jump whatsoever. Byron to the high side in 3 and 4. Newman may get underneath him for second place. And that's the thing. I mean, once we start getting people consistently watching the chat, it's going to be hard to call you guys out on a regular basis like I do now. So although you're used to it now, it's just a fair warning. If we ever end up getting a ton of people in the chat, which we have had before, and it's really hard to try and recognize all you guys, especially the originals. I usually try to. You'll have to bear with me. It'll become harder and harder. Building the core audience as we speak. Jimmy Johnson, BJ McLeod on the restart initially, going to get out in front of the 99. Schneider does hold on to the lead, though, in front of Ryan Newman. Schneider in dirty air. He gets underneath the 78 of BJ McLeod now into turns 3 and 4. Ryan Newman on the high side coming in. Pretty strong. Schneider up the block. That was Schneider's fastest lap of the race. 29.547 that last lap. He's going to move up the racetrack to block Newman on the high side. Busch will get a lap back now. Harvey got really tight and had to lift off the exit of turn 2 to keep it off the 6 of Newman. .797 that last lap, 197 miles an hour into turn 1 that time for Schneider. Doing a great job off the restart to at least hold on to the lead this time. Making sure that he was going to pick the lane that the lead lap cars were in and not focus so much on the lap cars. Harvick just passed Newman off turn 4. Hamlin to the inside of Newman for third. Second place, rather. Hamlin initially was in third. Schneider back to the bottom now in front of Harvick. Schneider trying to get to the inside of Busch. He almost did, but not quite. The back straightaway trying to get a run on the 18. Oh, big time moment. Got really tight. The 78 car there, and Denny Hamlin will get to the lead off 4. And now look at the bottom open up for Hamlin. He's going to get around McLeod. Now he's on the inside of Johnson. Oh, and Johnson pulls down right in front of the 99. He had to check up on the brakes, and Byron will get to second. Jimmy perhaps helping his teammate out there. Trying to get Byron his first win of the season. Schneider crosses Byron over, trying to use Johnson as a pick. Hamlin to the high side as well. Schneider clears the 24 and the 48 in turns 1 and 2, and he's got his eyes set on Hamlin for the lead. Yeah, I got that question earlier today in our pre-race, waiting out the rain delay, from somebody else in the chat earlier, and I don't really have one. I don't root against anybody in any sort of way, but if I had to pick one, it would probably be Ben Rhodes from the Truck Series. Just because of what he did last season, late in the year, turning Chandler Smith in a dangerous area of the track at Texas at full speed nonetheless, and then also the very next week at Martinsville was using up his teammate trying to win the race and go to the championship for the following week. Yeah, I mean, he was just completely running it into the wall down the back straightaway, the front straightaway, lap after lap, trying to win it in closing laps, and he ended up cutting both himself and Enfinger's tires down before they even got to the checkered flag. They stayed out there, but then they ended up having a caution with the tire up. They had to both pit, so they just screwed them both out of it. And I think Sheldon Creed might have won the race, so it obviously did not end up working out as according to plan. Schneider just cleared Denny Hamlin off turn 4 to get back to the lead that time to the start-finish line. With just one set of tires left to the end of the race, what is the outlook to the end of the race for Schneider? You're going to have to take this run as far as you can, but if we get any more cautions, he's going to have to stay out unless they're within the window to make it on tires to the end of the race. That window can vary. Closer we are to about 40 to go, the more likely it's going to be that Schneider can make it. Diggin and the Roval were insane last year, considering how wild the Diggin race was, and then they had rain at the Roval in the first stage for the Cup Series. Caution with 71 to go, and that is going to hurt Schneider because he's going to have to stay out of the pits. He's only got one set of tires left, and everybody else behind him is going to pit. Now our 6th caution of the race. Free pass to Jimmy Johnson in 7th. He'll get one of his 2 laps back. Take a look at who's out of the race so far. Matt DiBenedetto and Ty Dillon are the only 2 drivers out, so all the 12 remaining playoff drivers are still in the race. But this is not good for the 99. This is where the odds definitely start to get stacked against him.
Starter has the green flag in his hand. Ready?
Well, green flag back in the air again. Following our 6th caution for incident in the race, Schneider leads the field with the green on older tires. Oh, big pull up on Denny Hamlin that time getting into turn 1. My goodness. He's going to try to block as much as he can, but on older tires, it's just going to be difficult. Clean air or not at Atlanta. Look at McLeod slide up the track. He got tight behind Newman and almost sideswiped the 24 of Byron. Newman on the bottom lane. He's trying to look for the lead, but Schneider holds on for the moment. Here comes McLeod on the high side now. Trying to get one of his 2 laps back. William Byron going to try to follow down the back straightaway, and Byron's going for the lead. Newman takes him 3 wide to the inside. What a move by Ryan Newman. He's inside the 24 car now, and here comes Kurt Busch. 10 points below the cutoff line is Busch into the final stage tonight. He's up to 4th. Schneider is going to suffer on this run. And if it plays green to the end, this is where his chances of winning the race can be diminished. I mean, tires are saved under the yellow as far as the wear itself goes, but about 8 laps on tires like they had there is obviously a big difference here at Atlanta. Schneider getting tight in the dirty air behind the 2. Pushed up, didn't lift, but definitely couldn't hold the bottom either. BJ McLeod still trying to hold on to his lap in front of the 6 of Newman. Newman has still not gotten around despite getting to the lead. Hamlin now inside of Byron for second place. Schneider still getting passed by the lap cars back in the field. 64 laps to go at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in the second race of the round of 12. With Daytona and the Coke Zero Sugar 400 under the lights will be the cutoff race of the round of 12. Well, we have one set left, but as far as everybody else goes, they can pit whatever they want because they don't. I just make that for myself to make the season a little harder because I knew we were going to dominate. That and in the Xfinity and the Truck Series, I give myself limited sets as well. I try to make it more realistic. So I gave myself 8 sets of tires. And, I mean, if we didn't pit under that second to last caution in stage 2, we would not have won the stage. So it worked out for the short term, but it hurt for the long term because I knew if we were going to get a lot of cautions in the final stage, which we had back-to-back right there, that it was going to hurt us. Having just the one set left. Well, we had 2 at the start of the final stage, but we used the 1 under the first caution of the stage, which meant we couldn't pit during the second one. Not sure if the cautions are completely done yet. We'll never know. Hamlin and Newman side by side for the lead. Byron right behind him. Cloud's starting to lose a little bit more ground. Kurt Busch is working on him on the high side. Nowhere to go for the 24 car with them side by side in front of him, but they are slowing each other down enough for Byron to stay within close proximity. Newman is almost clear off turn 2. Will he pull up? He does. Newman clear down the back straightaway. And the Rocket Man is back in the lead. He's trying to win his second playoff race. It would be the second of the last 3 races for Newman if he goes to victory lane today at Atlanta. Schneider overdrove 1 and 2 really badly. And got behind Harvick, and it made the situation a little worse. Still stayed in the gas all the way through and drove out of it.
Careful, still there.
Schneider's going to have to pit before everybody else, too. That's
Still there.
not going to be great. Byron to the lead. Schneider side drafts his way around Harvick on the front stretch. They might, yep, they are. 3 wide to the lead, off of turn 2. Hamlin to the inside, Newman in the middle, Byron up high. Byron holds clear, getting the run off the exit of the corner. They keep battling like that. They're going to use and abuse those tires quickly. Schneider trying to settle in. He sees those guys battling. Way up ahead of the lap traffic. Schneider going to go 3 wide to the inside. On the front stretch on the 19 and the 14, and he is charging through the field. Not giving up whatsoever. And he's underneath Kurt Busch for 4th. McLeod pulls up right in front of the 1. There's contact. Schneider sends it into 3 anyway, under McLeod. Hamlin crosses over the 24. Byron, they're side by side for the lead again, and this allows the 99 to pull closer and closer and closer as they wear their tires out. And it's starting to even the tires, and we know Schneider's got a good long-run car. He just needs even tires. And they are battling way too early in the run. The short-term adversity is being fought. Hamlin still inside of Byron off turn 4. Newman not going anywhere, and Schneider closing in the top 4 within 1 second of each other. With 56 to go at Atlanta. And Kurt Busch is not that far behind in 5th either. He's only about 2 seconds off the lead. And Truex only another half a second behind Kurt Busch, and now we have another caution. And all these cautions coming out is just going to hurt the 99 more. The tires were starting to even out. He was closing in on the leaders. We get another caution. And now Schneider's going to have closer to about 15 to 20 lap older tires for this next restart. Because he's going to stay out again. He still does not think if he pits now that those tires will make it to the end of the race. This is not good. If you're a fan of this Channel Racing 99 crew. We are going to go green with about 52 laps to go. Schneider will restart from the lead again, but he's going to have even older tires than what he did before now. Free pass to Jimmy Johnson. He'll be back on the lead lap. With 7 time, might have a shot to get his perhaps final win of his career. It will not be a NASCAR 21 ignition on our season mode playthroughs. Look at Schneider pulling up in front of the 24 of Byron. And that's stacked up the outside as Newman spins his tires now in the second row. Hamlin to second, Kurt Busch to third. And they're going after Schneider immediately down the back straightaway. And here comes Kurt Busch, who was not right all night long. Remember, he won at Atlanta in real life this season. Only this win would make him a round of 8 competitor. And Kurt lost a lot of ground there on the high side, and Byron gets back by him off turn 4 for third. Schneider trying to hold on to the clean air as much as he can. Overdrives the corner slightly. Hamlin is there. Here comes Byron. Kurt Busch to the outside. 3 wide. To the lead. Kurt Busch. Late in the season. Comes in 10 points below the cutoff line. With Daytona looming. 3 wide. Back in the pack now. Contact between Kenseth and Schneider. And Schneider falls in line behind the 42 to hold back Truex and Byron some more. But he gets tight behind the 42. And on the older tires, he moves up and loses another spot. He's back to 5th. And Hamlin has closed back in on Kurt Busch quickly. Still 3 by 3 in the middle of the pack. Cautions are breeding cautions late at Atlanta. 49 to go. Schneider makes contact with Haley again. Byron's lost a lot of ground behind the 99 on the restart, and he had to lift to keep it up to 2 of Keselowski on his high side when he was 3 wide off the exit of turn 2. Trying to get back to the bottom, but Blaney was there and he couldn't do it. Now he's going to try to go back to the top. Side drafts Kyle Busch. Hamlin leads. Kurt Busch at second. Truex and Newman side by side for third. Byron, Schneider side by side for 5th. Now 3 wide with the lap car. Blaney on the inside. Right front tire down to 28% now on the 99. They're stacking up. Schneider going to go 3 wide to the high side. Oh, he just lightly grazed the wall, but obviously that cost him a lot of momentum. Nowhere to go. Harvick slides. Schneider crosses the 4 car over now on the front stretch. All the way underneath the 22. Schneider 4.5 seconds off the race lead. There's nobody that is 1 lap down on the racetrack, and I say that because Schneider will have to pit well before anybody else. And these other drivers can take it to probably less than 20 to go before they have to pit. Schneider can't take it that long. In fact, he's not going to take it much longer. So when he cycles through his pit stop, he will be 1 lap down, but he'll be the only car 1 lap down. Therefore, if we get a caution, he'd at least be in the free pass position. The problem is, they would be able to pit again. He'd be on older tires and at the rear of the field. The odds are not in his favor with less than 50 laps to go. His best chance is it stays green to the very finish. Because he's going to have to pit 1 time regardless. And honestly, we're at the point now, we get another caution. I think he's got to pit. because he's not going to make it that much longer in these sets of tires anyway. We do have 43 to go, so we're probably in that window now, or right around it, that he can make it to the end on these tires, or his next set, which will be his final set. He will have at least managed them enough to make it to the end of the race, but to win will be the next question. 3 wide to the inside of Byron and Kyle Busch into turn 3. Flatlining it into the corner. Clipping the apron, but sliding up in front of the 24. He slides up too much. 24 crosses him over. Now Schneider sandwiched 3 wide in the middle. Barely kept it off of Busch and Byron off the exit of the corner as they squeezed him. And now Schneider crosses the 24 over again into 1. And they're 3 wide again into turn 1. Schneider back to the pit spot again on Byron. And this time he clears them both and no crossover coming from behind. Putting it all on the line late. It's what it's like to try and win in the NASCAR Cup Series, whether you're already in the next round or not. And I guess that just means that Schneider can just go for broke. He's looking for more playoff points to carry over into the round of 8. He's not just going to sit back and wait to the end of the next round. He wants to be in that championship 4. He missed by 1 point last season. In the round of 8, after that Martinsville round of 8 finale, 1 point behind Kyle Busch. And he missed the championship 4. And he would have made it if he just would have finished 1 spot higher because he had the tiebreaker. But a 9th place finish that day was not good enough. Martin Truex Jr., that last lap, by the way, had gotten to the race lead, and now Truex trying to set the tone. Maybe make that playoff cut line a little bigger for guys like Kurt Busch, who aren't that far in the running order behind him tonight. And there's only 10 points behind him coming into the final stage, but Truex trying to lock himself in, and he's trying to take himself out of the unknown at Daytona. Truex not great on super speed races, never won, but has troubles even trying to get to the end of those races, it seems like. Would go a long way for him. He's got his teammate Hamlin right behind him in 2nd. Kurt Busch had gotten around Ryan Newman for 3rd in the last couple laps, and he's trying to hold him off on the high side of the racetrack. 9% left on the right front, right rear at 21%, but we're basically focused on that right front tire. Schneider's only going to go a few more laps. He's going to have to make sure he does not speed. This will be his 4th green flag pit stop in the race. It will be the 3rd green flag stop where they will put on 4 tires. So we don't get another caution here in a couple laps, that is. $37 to go.
Go easy on the tires.
Stays out another lap this time by. He'll get by the 8th place car, BJ McLeod, who will be the first driver 2 laps down right now. Good run for BJ, looking for another top 10 this season. Had a lot of them late in the regular season, but it was too late, just missed the playoffs. Didn't have a great round of 16, probably would have gotten eliminated anyway, but still could have been a top 16 points finish instead. Now he's got to fight it out for 17 in the point standings to the end of the year. Schneider wants to stay out as long as he can to try and catch a caution.
Easy on the tires, driver.
He's going to stay out 1 more lap. Trying to risk it. You can definitely tell those tires have evened out, or at least slowly starting to, at least with the 3rd and 4th place cars ahead of him. 35 laps to go, and he will have to pit this time by. Just banking on a yellow. But I don't think he's going to be able to get it. He's underneath Newman for 4th, into turn 3. Here comes the money stop as he's side by side with Kurt Busch for 3rd. No cars on the bottom behind him, so he'll get to use the banking of the racetrack to try and carry as much speed as he can to pit road. He can't speed. 45 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. He gets down easily right at 45 as he hits the commitment line. Final pit stop of the race, and he's going to put 3/4 of a tank of fuel, just enough to make it to the end. Well, here we go. Will it stay green to the finish? If it does, Schneider was short pitting here. Could be in the best situation if it stays green to the end, but if not, he gets a caution. He'll have to get the free pass and restart at the rear of the field and on older tires. The fate now is going to lie in the racing gods to the end of this race if Schneider's going to win at Atlanta. A track where he won at twice in his Xfinity Series career, once in his Truck Series career. Got his first career Xfinity and Truck wins here.
Outside.
His third career Truck start and his fifth career Xfinity start in the Cup Series. He's 0 for 1. This is his second attempt. Hamlin Truex battling for the lead. Schneider stuck in traffic after he cycles off pit road with 32 laps to go for the leaders. He's in 7th place, first and only car lap down. Oh, contact with Jones. He doesn't want to be involved in the caution. That was dangerous. Full send mode for the 99 now. A lap and a half behind the 19 and the 11. Battling the lap traffic for the lead. Twenty and a half seconds ahead of McLeod, so easily in the free pass spot. Again, BJ's 2 laps down versus Schneider 1 lap down. Only other thing that Schneider's got to hope for is that Truex can't catch the 6th place car of Jimmy Johnson, who got the free pass during the last caution. He really needs Jimmy Johnson to stay in the lead lap. I think I see Jimmy in this traffic up ahead, so there's less than a half a track behind the leader, so he's sitting in all right shape. So not go a lap down by the end of this race. Caution. With 31 to go, and that is not what the 99 wanted to see. The most unopportune cautions have been waving in this final stage for Schneider. He has to stay out because he doesn't have any more tires left. Not only is he going to have about 5 lap older tires, which at Atlanta is a big difference, but he's going to have to restart at the rear of the field. He's got a fast, long-run car, but he is going to have to go out and earn this victory late. Despite winning the first 2 stages and seemingly putting himself in a good spot in this final stage, he just didn't have the amount of tires for the 4 cautions we have already seen in the final stage. We had 4 cautions in the first 2 stages combined, 4 in the final stage now, all in the final 83 laps. Green flag back in the air as Hamlin won the race off pit road. Here we go. Oh yeah, hey, you're cool for updating the score. I was curious how Brady was doing his first game back from New England. I got some fantasy players. I got Leonard Fournette on my fantasy team. If you can get a statistical analysis update on him. Schneider's. He's going to be able to get around these slower cars on these older tires. Look at Jimmy Johnson getting to the lead on the restart. He was in 6th when the caution waved, but he jumps the gun. And he's on the inside of Denny Hamlin. Johnson. Can he get what could be his final career win? Schneider's trying to get through the traffic as quickly as he can. It's going to be difficult. And this will be a pressure-packed final 25 laps. And will we stay green to the end of the race? You can tell they're 2 and 3 wide further up in the field. Well, chat, you think we're going to get there? Schneider slides up in front of the 38 and Nemechek. Given these slower cars, he's kind of struggling. He's not passing them all that quickly on older tires. The tires will even out because it is only 5 laps at some point, but it may take 5 to 10 laps for them to just even out. So he's losing time and he's in traffic. but they are battling for the lead. Johnson led on the restart over Hamlin. Hamlin battled back, and now Kurt Busch is back in the lead. Busch below the cutoff line, trying to advance himself to the round of 8. And avoid going into Daytona below that cutoff line.
Careful, still there. Got one peeking outside. You're all clear up top.
Playoff drama at the front of the field. Schneider hanging it out going into turn 1, trying to arc the corner off. Truex is now battling. He's the driver above the cutoff line. So Kurt Busch, first driver below the cutoff line into the final stage and coming into the race. Truex is the first driver above the cutoff line. And then you got Newman in the top 5 who's battling up there as well, now in the top 4. And he is the second driver above the cutoff line at only plus 12 coming into the race. And he has been outscored on stage points to the 19. Would have thought all the bubble drivers would be up there battling at the end. And there is Newman to the lead into turn 3. Schneider 3 wide into 1 back in traffic to get around Custer and Buescher. This car's got some speed, but to get through this traffic cleanly, so far so good. 20 to go. But does he have the pace? 5.5 seconds back and a lot of cars still in between them. He pulls him in. He's going to go to the outside. 3 wide with Bell and Bowman underneath. Bowman gets out of the gas to let Schneider go. Schneider sends it up the middle. Side drafts the 20 at Bell. Jones, rather. Bell will be in that car in NASCAR 21 ignition. We'll be getting those drivers mixed up when NASCAR 21 ignition comes out anymore. Have all the drivers in the correct rides. Tan619, welcome to the stream, and you're just in time to catch the end of this wild playoff race at Atlanta. 18 to go. Schneider trying to come from the rear of the field on this late restart. We restarted with just 27 to go. On about 5 lap older tires at Atlanta. They will even out with the leaders at some point. They keep battling up there. It's going to allow the tires to even out quicker. Kind of what we saw under the second to last caution that we had seen in this race.
Still there.
Schneider cuts down in front of Elliott. 3 wide now to the bottom underneath the 42 and the 10. He blows by them. He's going to blow by the Colleague Racing 16 car as well into turn 1 of Justin Haley.
Careful, still there. Car high.
I think Schneider's going to get there with this pace, but will he have enough time? Still 4.5 seconds off the lead. And still quite a few lap cars. He's gotten through these lap cars so far about as good as he possibly could. All these cars slipping and sliding around the Atlanta rough and tumble Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Got one outside now.
Schneider blows by Clint Boyer on the front stretch. Newman seems to be pulling away from the rest of the field right now. Schneider with the setup has been full throttle all day unless he gets upset in the traffic. And the dirty air flows, but so far he has not lifted since the restart.
Stay out the bottom.
Hasn't had to. He's made it through contact free. And he's just passed the ninth place car of BJ McLeod into turn 1. He is closing rapidly as we come to 13 to go this time by. 3 seconds off the lead now, but he still quite hasn't caught the lap car or the lead lap cars yet. Byron back to 6. Johnson still trying to battle for a top 5. He's under the lap car of Keselowski. Schneider underneath Kyle Busch. Couldn't clear him off the exit of turn 2, but he will clear him down the back straightaway. We'll go to the high side now on the 2. I'll near the wall on corner entry into turns 3 and 4. Truex and Hamlin battling for second. Truex just got around him. Schneider gets around Keselowski, and now he's underneath Byron. Johnson tried to pinch him. Schneider had to lift a little bit. Wanted to keep it off the 48, keep the car clean. And now he's inside the top 5 off the exit of turn 2 and closing quick. Still 11 to go this time by, and he's only just less than 2 seconds off the lead. Side by side for second between Hamlin and Truex. What a quick comeback, and he's going to get there with time to spare at this point. Couldn't have gotten through the traffic any better, but now he needs it to stay green to the end. We get another caution, they pit again. I don't think we're going to hang on. And we got lap traffic coming up soon as well. Hamlin clears Truex into 3 for second. Can he get after Ryan Newman? 10 laps to go this time by at Atlanta. Top 3 as of right now, trying to lock themselves into the championship 4. Schneider trying to spoil the party. Sends it under Hamlin for second place into turn 1. He clips the apron. He slides up the track. He stays in front of the 19, and he did a great job keeping it off the 11, but he did have to lift and even tap the brakes. Hamlin definitely pinched him down, and it was a late dive by the 99 as they fought for the same spot on the track. Tyler Burbeck, welcome to the stream. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that one. 9 to go. Newman may be a sitting duck. He's still running the top, but at some point he's going to have to try and block the 99, who closes quick in turns 1 and 2. Schneider's going to have a run. In the draft, pulls on the line for the lead into turn 3. Schneider clear on corner entry. And now needs it to stay caution-free as he leads at Atlanta with 8 to go this time by. Maybe the quickest comeback you could have asked for. Making it look easy. Seen 4 cautions so far in the last 83 laps. We've only had 1 overtime finish so far this season. And it was at Talladega in the 3rd to last race of the regular season. Tires should make it to the end of the race, just under 50% wear on the right front. Schneider racing and still pushing as hard as he can to get to the white flag as soon as possible. He's got 6 to go off turn 4.
Still there? All right, you're clear.
Schneider got passed on the last lap at New Hampshire by Josh Bilicki, who got his first career win. After Schneider led the 42 laps off the restart prior to that final lap. Came up 1 corner shy. Doesn't want that to happen tonight if we have an overtime restart, which at this point, if a caution came out, we would go to overtime because we would not get this race restarted and finished within the scheduled distance, and now we get a caution. With 5 laps to go off turn 4, we'll have our 2nd overtime restart of the season. Are you kidding me? Our 5th caution in the last 83 laps. You can't script this. It doesn't look like any of the lead lap cars are pitting. Schneider doesn't have any sets of tires left. He can't pit. Now he's just got to hope he nails the restart. He's got the fast car at this point in the run. And it'll be Martin Truex Jr. restarting on the front row.
All right, man. You're coming to the green. Be ready. Hammer down. Green.
And on the restart. Truex gets a good launch on the high side.
Hold your line. Got
Schneider going to try to side draft them as they get into the first turn. Trying to, at least. Door to door between the 19 and the 99. Center of the corner. Hamlin coming to the inside. Now he gets shuffled in the middle. It's Kurt Busch on the bottom. Newman on the high side. They're still door to door into turn 3. Schneider pulls clear of the 19. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go at Atlanta. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Schneider trying to lead to the finish. He's got a good long run car. Stands on the gas full throttle through turns 1 and 2. About a half a second ahead into turn 3. Checkered flag is waving. Defying the odds, Keegan Schneider gets career win number 26 and his 21st of the season.
That's the win. Nice job.
In clutch dramatic fashion in our second overtime finish of the year. Coming from a lap down after getting the free pass in the final 27 laps. They used up just enough of their tires on that second to last restart. As Schneider barely beat Truex to put in a good fight. Initially off that restart. What a finish. And if you don't like that, you don't like NASCAR. What a race. A lot of these playoff races have been so dramatic. These first 2 races of the round of 12. We had a last lap pass at New Hampshire for Bilicki to get the win. And we had an overtime finish today at Atlanta. Just imagine what the round of 12 finale at Daytona on Tuesday night will bring. And if the Talladega race does get postponed again tomorrow for the Cup Series, then we will run that Daytona race tomorrow night. And the start time will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, that is if the Talladega race tomorrow afternoon gets postponed. If we don't run the Talladega, or if Talladega does race tomorrow, tune in on the channel for the live commentary of the race starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The race will be on NBC Sports Network. But it will be live on the channel, commentary-wise, with the raw feed and all the live statistics throughout the course of the race as well. Take a look at the finishing results. Keegan Schneider with the win. Martin Truex Jr. second. Schneider also won both stages, so 7 playoff points will carry over into the round of 8 for him. Denny Hamlin third, Ryan Newman fourth, Kurt Busch rounds out the top 5. Jimmy Johnson 6th, William Byron 7th, Kyle Busch 8th, Kevin Harvick 9th, and Brad Keselowski rounds out the top 10 in this race. 7 drivers finished on the lead lap. And we had 5 cautions in the final stage for incident, 9 total cautions for incident in this race. We have had 9 or more cautions in 3 of the first 5 playoff races. And we got Daytona coming up next. This is the first win of the round for Schneider. He was advanced on points coming in, but more playoff points entering the round of 8, which has a lot of tough tracks as well. First trip for the Cup Series to Gateway, then the Bristol Night Race, followed by the Charlotte Roval will be the round of 8 races. And, of course, the Championship 4 at Talladega. Looks like McLeod might have brought out that last caution. Oh, what a tough break for BJ. He was in the top 10 all day long, and I think he DNF'd. Is why he finished 8 laps down, but because all these other drivers were so many laps behind him and he only had a couple laps to go and we went green, he still finished 27th. So BJ McLeod DNFs, as well as Matt DiBenedetto and Ty Dillon. So 3 drivers failed to finish the race today. What a tough break for McLeod. He had a top 10 run all day long and had wrecked bringing out that late caution setting up for the overtime restart that you saw. thrilling win here for Schneider. Those are not the accurate point standings again. I have, for whatever reason, it only has 8 drivers left in the playoffs too. It did have 4 originally. Now it's 8. I don't know what NASCAR Heat 5 is doing exactly, but man, what a win here. Patrick, you talked about being on the edge of your seat, and that was before that last restart. Probably about ready to throw up at the sight of me nearly losing the race there in overtime. Oh, man. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I will see you guys tomorrow for that Talladega race at 1. If it is a rain delay at the start at 1 o'clock when NBC takes coverage, we're not going to sit through the rain delay like we did today live on the channel. But at any point, whenever they go green for the race tomorrow, if they do end up doing so at all, we will go live immediately. So hit that bell notification button so you guys don't miss the start of the stream as well. And you can take a look at the predictions live stream we did earlier today in the pre-race leading up through that rain delay to see who I had picked to win, the drivers I expected to run well, to not run well, potential sleeper picks for tomorrow's possible upset wins at Talladega as well. So like, share, and subscribe. Once again, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good rest of your night, and hopefully we get some racing in at Dega. If not, we'll have virtual racing at Daytona. So either way, you're going to see a super speedway race on the channel tomorrow. We'll just have to see whether it will be real or virtual. Hopefully it's a real race. But thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your night. Thanks for the support, as always.